dangerous to rely on teraflops as an absolute indicator of performance.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome if you're new. Appreciate you guys being here today. Appreciate you waiting patiently for the intro to finish up there. Hope everybody is doing well today. So we already have some very strange conversation taking place in the chat. Always love to see it. Yeah, Luna's here. Boss is here as well. I don't know where Leia... I never know where Leia is. Leia's always hiding somewhere. I don't know why. But Luna is enjoying herself on the second tower here. Boss is below me here, just chilling. He's just loafing. But yeah, no Leia today. I don't know where she is. She rarely makes an appearance. Michael, you're looking forward to the Helldivers 2 update? Yeah, a lot of people are. Do I like pickles? I do like pickles, yeah. Who doesn't like pickles? What's up, Irfan? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well, too. Mini Tom Official says, tomorrow I'm getting paid, so be ready for a lot of membership gifts. Oh, that's very kind of you, Mini Tom. Yeah, we should be doing more streams. Today's Thursday, so I don't normally stream on Fridays. We'll see. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow. If not, we'll do one on Sunday. Our regularly scheduled Sunday stream. Michael Lynch, you're saying, I thought cats hated snakes. Yeah, they kind of do. They kind of do. But I see what you're, yeah. I see what you did there. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here today. We have more PlayStation related topics to go over and talk about. Not a whole lot. A lot of smaller topics kind of sprinkled in here. But we're going to be talking about the fact that the PS5 Pro, seemingly based off of some recent leaks, and we did discuss this somewhat, and we'll discuss a little bit more in depth, talk about the larger implications potentially. The PS5 Pro seemingly is going to be the first piece of hardware to hit the market that is going to offer, it's going to offer RDNA4 technology. Jay Shako, it's okay. You didn't have to do that. You didn't do anything wrong. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to be talking about Concord once again. Wasn't planning on talking about Concord, but we have not only new information about the game, it's not going to feature a battle pass, but also a new DualSense was announced for Concord. Wasn't expecting that either. We're going to be talking a little bit about China Joy. We're going to be talking a little bit about GTA 6 and how former Rockstar developer thinks it might not live up to the expectations that some people have, which is interesting. Bring that legendary tweet back. You like sniping in Concord? You just hate that you have to use other characters to buff your sniper. Yeah, I tried playing as that sniper chick for a little bit, and it wasn't working out for me. Carl, no, they're not doing what Xbox is doing with the DualSense. But we should start with Concord, just because, well, I mean, it's the only game that we're currently getting info for on the PlayStation side of things. But let me see if I can bring this image up. Yeah, they just announced this as I was it's not showing up for some reason. They just announced this as I was getting the stream prepped. A limited edition Concord DualSense. Not sure how many people asked for this, but I want to show it to, I don't know, some people think like it actually looks pretty cool. Some people are like making jokes that there's going to be more excitement for this DualSense controller than the actual game, which is quite funny to think about. For some reason, it won't let me show it to you because my freaking streaming software always has to glitch out. It can never just fucking work. It has to glitch out. Well, anyway, it's not too crazy. It's a black DualSense with just some red and some teal. It looks like some teal coloring going on there. Kind of space themed. I'm not going to be getting it. But here's my thing. Here's my thing with this. You ready? My thing with this is like Sony, if you're going to make a limited edition DualSense for Concord, I better see a limited edition DualSense for Astrobot. So help me. So help me God. If Sony comes out here and is like, here's a limited DualSense for a game that nobody cares about or asked for, and then they just completely neglect Astrobot, I'm a snap. That's going to be my breaking point, dude. I'm going to be done with Sony. I'm going back to Xbox if that happens. I'm getting that Deadpool ass controller or whatever. Arnie Vesper, you're saying using my milestone to again, sorry, tell you that you would love Cyberpunk. It needs to be played. It's goddamn good. I know. I appreciate that, Arnie. I know that until that day comes, you're going to keep using your milestone chats to inform me. Yeah, I need to eventually sit down and play Cyberpunk. For me, that's one of those games where I know it's so big and it's got so much content that it's going to have to be something I prepare for, you know? I'm just not in the right mind frame, or frame of mind, I should say, right now to sit down and because I feel like I could just like boot it up, like I could pick it up, start playing it, but I would probably fall off of it because I don't know. A lot of these bigger games, I don't know if it's just me, but these days I feel like I have to like prep for it. You know what I mean? Like I got to be. Yeah, I didn't even get to finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I feel like there's so much content in some of these games. It's like, all right, I'm going on a real adventure here. I gotta prepare accordingly. But one day. But just to quickly go over this new information for Concord, this comes from PlayStation Lifestyle. Firewalk Studio upcoming PvP hero shooter Concord launches next month, and the studio recently shared a short FAQ. Among the new info is that the first-person shooter will not feature a battle pass. No battle pass, folks, the shooter's gameplay animation director wrote on Twitter. You own Concord. Concord doesn't own you. He quote tweeted part of the Firewalk Studios FAQ thread, which went into a bit more detail about the decision. We wanted to focus on making Concord a robust experience on day one, where just playing the game, leveling up your account and characters, and completing jobs yields meaningful rewards, the studio wrote. Rewards include hundreds of outfits, skins, charms, animations, and other cosmetic items, only a fraction of which were in the beta. Firewalk Studios confirmed that none of these rewards will influence gameplay. The lack of a battle pass also does mean that Concord, or I don't know why it's written like that. The lack of a battle pass does not mean Concord will lack content. Firewalk Studios today revealed the game will feature 12 maps at launch, up from 5 compared to the beta. The studio intends to add more maps, game modes, and characters in seasonal updates. Developers will also add new cinematics every week, introducing players to each character. So, I'm kind of curious what you guys think about this. What do you think about Concord not having a battle pass? This is a little bit surprising to me, just because I feel like these days with live service, a battle pass is seemingly the way to go. You know, like every major live service has some kind of battle pass. And Concord is like, nope, we're not doing it that way. We're just going to release content for free. I don't know. Is it because they're charging $40 for it, you think? Well, I don't know. Call of Duty charges full price every year, and they still have a battle pass. They have like 2 different battle passes. The cheaper one and the more expensive one. Actually says, regardless, the game is DOA. Well, yeah, that's true. You think they need to add a single-player campaign? It is really interesting to think that they're going to have all of these. They're going to have all of these like vignettes and these cutscenes for these characters to try to give them personality. But yeah, there's not going to be any type of, as far as we know, there's not going to be any type of single-player content. Devil Shooter saying missed opportunity to milk the 2 people that will play it. Damn. You think the controller is going to sell more than the game itself? Well, that would be kind of weird. How awkward would that be? Yeah, we sold more limited edition Concord Dualsenses than we did the game. On PC, maybe. Yeah. On PC. You think Concord is going to be free to play within 6 months? Yeah, maybe they could introduce a battle pass later on. I think the game will go free to play. I'm I don't know, man. It looks like Sony's committing to the $40 price point, and I'll be kind of surprised if they do that. You know, $40. Feels like it's, they're sending the game out to die. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I would have thought that Concord would have been the type of game that just has a battle pass, because I feel like every live service game. I mean, I know that Helldivers 2 doesn't necessarily have a battle pass, like they don't call it that, but that's basically what the war bonds are. They're basically battle passes, where you kind of grind down the list. You're saying no battle pass means there are no plans for free to play. No plans yet. IBG, if they listen to the community feedback on what Concord needs to change, it could definitely draw in people, but it will be a long road if they take that route. Yeah, at this point in time, I'm starting to think that Sony's going to be committed. I do. Like, I think even if this game fails hard and is DOA, I think they're going to stick with it. They're going to try to force it to be a thing. Because I got to say, man, like, I'm, hey. You better stop. Don't fight. Be nice. Okay, come on. Luna, that was on you. Sorry, these cats are fighting under my feet here. Luna, you attacked him first that time. Yeah, I heard about that. We're going to talk about the China Joy games. I just wanted to say, though, that, like, I think it's absolutely insane that Sony is willing to do a limited edition controller for Concord, but there are, like, so many other games they didn't do it for that absolutely should have gotten limited edition DualSense controllers. It's very, like, things just keep getting weirder and weirder when it comes to PlayStation, man. Like, there was no limited edition DualSense for Returnal, for Ratchet and Clank, for Horizon, but Concord. This is why I was saying, like, if we need to get a limited edition DualSense for Astro. Like, we have to. Because if we get one for Concord, we need one. Like, come on. That'd be ridiculous. And Fred Vance comes in and drops 5 membership gifts for you guys. Fred coming in, dropping the first membership gifts of the day. Delivers a 5-bomb. Fred, thank you so much for that, bud.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So good stuff, bro. Thank you for the continued support on the channel, man. Boss, why you got to do this to me, man? I know you guys can't see him, but he's already on my desk trying to cause chaos. Boss, you're not getting treats yet. What are you doing? And Exley gets some Trismegistus, follows up Fred with a 5-bomb of his own. That's 10 memberships gifted between Fred and Exley today. They're tag teaming it. Exley, thank you so much, man.
Get some! Get some!
Appreciate you coming out in force this month, dropping some big membership gifts for the community. So, yeah, just like that, we're at 10 members on the day, guys. So if we do end up hitting that 25 mark, we will feed the beast as Boss is knocking down his treats. There, I hope you're happy. Now I got to bring my, I got to move my protein. I got to move my protein powder that Boss is trying to knock over here because I put it up here to block him. It didn't work. Go ahead. Come on. I think Boss is trying to tell me he needs more protein. And Fred Vance comes in and drops a second 5-bomb. Fred coming in, delivering 10 total membership gifts for the day already. Fred, thank you so much, man. You just brought us up to 15 members on the day. He's doing it. He's doing some heavy lifting today. Fred's going to need some protein. I got you covered, Fred. I got my tub of protein here. Thank you for that, Fred. I really do appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support, guys. And then, dude, Exley's keeping it going. Exley drops a second 5-bomb. They're literally tag teaming it here, back and forth. They're trading 5 bombs here. They bring us up to 20 members. Where's Hellbound at? I know Hellbound has to be here. Amazing stuff. Thank you guys so much for the support. Really means a lot. I know there's not a whole lot going on. Trust me, I know. PlayStation news is pretty much like non-existent right now, unless, you know, you're interested in Concord. But I really appreciate you guys still showing up, still dropping membership gifts.
Holy shit.
I had to do that. Boss was sitting right next to the speakers, and I wanted to see his reaction when I played that, and it was everything I thought it would be. There he is, Hellbound. He's like, I'm here, bro. I'm here. We're doing it. We're getting to the 25 mark. He drops the 5-bomb. He gets us over the mark here. And just like that, between Fred, Exley, and Hellbound, they triple teamed it. They get us to the 25 membership mark. I did forget to mention, by the way, and this is actually perfect time to mention this, I'm going to be doing a members lounge, a gameplay members lounge after the stream today. It's been a little bit since I've done a members lounge. It's been a little bit since I've done some gameplay. And actually, what I wanted to do is just basically chill and play some Dead by Daylight. I don't know if you guys are interested in that, but I have kind of the itch to play as the killer. And so I figured after the stream, we could just do a couple rounds in the members lounge just for some fun. So no, Wes, I'm not doing that. At least not today. But thank you guys so much. We're going to feed the beast now. You did it. You did it during the first topic. You guys are like, please, we'd rather just watch Boss eat snacks than talk about Concord again. So come on, Boss.
Boss, do you read me? It's time to feed the beast.
This is a little bit awkward. So Luna likes the treats too. I had to put hers on the ground there. Yeah, I know that's not Boss. Luna's eating a couple treats. I'm trying to get Boss over here. Come on. Up here. Up here. Don't fight her. Up here. Boss, up here. Look. See? Yeah, there you go. There you go, man. I'm trying to like teach both of them that they can both get snacks, you know? Boss is getting a little bit freaked out and territorial when he sees Luna eating snacks. He's like, mine. Those are mine. Oh, wait, Devil Shooter. Is that out today? No way. Is the 2v8 mode for Dead by Daylight out? Because if that's out today, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to play that. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for the membership gifts. And obviously, Luna and Boss are very happy right now. They're getting their treats. And MS81 with the $5 super chat says, hope developers will let us decide what options we want to bump up, such as graphics, frames, and ray tracing. So you're talking about the PS5 Pro. I think we're going to see that to a small extent. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near like what you can do on PC. But I don't know. I could see the PS5 Pro maybe facilitating a few other options potentially, because we've already seen quite a bit with the PS5 where you have like performance ray tracing. You can turn ray tracing on and off. You can choose frame rate. You can choose fidelity mode. So MS81, I think there's a chance. There's a possibility we could see that. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out pretty soon. And we also have Snumpkin X coming in, actually keeping this member train going today. as we slowly make our way through this Concord topic. Snumpkin X re-ups their membership. Snumpkin, thank you so much for that, man. Seriously, just got to make sure you guys understand how thankful I am for those of you who are still tuning into the streams, at the end of July here, still re-upping your memberships, dropping super chats or membership gifts, because believe me when I tell you, like, this is, it happens almost every July. Specifically, July is like a notoriously terrible month for gaming news and anybody who covers gaming news. So the fact that you guys are still here, I very much appreciate that. And believe me, I've been covering PlayStation for like the past 6-7 years. This is by far the slowest, quietest July I've ever seen from Sony. Like, their Julys are usually pretty damn quiet, but this is like, I think, like, not to shit on Concord, I'm not trying to do that, but I think Concord, like, basically, I think it's like basically hurting PlayStation. I do. I think that it's unfortunate, but I think that ever since that reveal happened, and they had to market it, they have to put out this information on the game, they have to do the beta. It just seems like it's doing the opposite of helping the brand right now, which is unfortunate. Luckily, Astro's still there. And OK comes in and drops a single membership gift. OK is keeping it going, bringing us up to, let me actually update this goal. I'm sorry. 27 members on the day. So, OK, thank you for that, bud. Let me see where we're at. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You're saying, no, it's not hurting it. It's not hurting PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It feels like there's just no, like, I'm not talking about gaming, to be clear. I think, generally speaking, if we're talking about gaming, there's plenty to play, there's plenty coming out. But I'm just talking specifically about PlayStation. It just doesn't feel like, feels like this has to be the weakest summer so far in terms of interest and excitement and just general conversation surrounding PlayStation. It feels, feels like the weakest so far. Fred, you're saying you think more people are looking forward to Black Myth Wukong next month? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm waiting to get an update from them on what's going on with the physical version of this game, if it's actually happening or not. I'm just preparing for the worst, first world problems here, but I'm just assuming it's going to be digital only, which is fine. I'll still play it and support it. And we have Morgan Anstein coming in, keeping the membership train rolling. We got OK and Morgan dropping single membership gifts, Snumpkin X re-upping it. So Morgan, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
The single membership gifts help tremendously as well, guys. It chips away at the goal here. So Morgan, thank you so much for that, buddy. That's 28 members on the day. See if we could keep that going. Yeah, I don't know. I see people pointing out the fact, and I've talked about this many times, they're like, PlayStation's doing great. Like there's no urgency for PlayStation. There just isn't. And that's true. So that's why I understand why they're being so quiet. Oh shit, Devil Shooter, you're saying I'm on Dead by Daylight. 2v8 is there. Oh. We're gonna do a stream, a member stream after this with Mrs. MBG, where me and Mrs. MBG both play Killer. She's not gonna play Killer. She's not gonna play Killer. Okay, you're saying hope you and the family are well. Might not be the busiest with news, but good for family time. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Can't complain, The dog days of summer. We're just chilling, doing our thing. I hope all is well with you as well. Okay. Saying that'd be so good if you could do that. That's all, dude. I'm actually really excited now, though. I'm actually really excited. I totally forgot that the 2v8 mode is coming out today. And I didn't plan for that. That's not why I decided to do a members lounge with Dead by Daylight. So that just makes me even more excited. Do I think a modern day Manhunt would ever be made? Probably not. These days, no. Novin's a member for 5 months, says, MBG, can you show gameplay of Sinji All Guns? I don't know if I'm saying that right. All Guns Blazing. It's coming out in a couple weeks. The game looks crazy. I think a lot of you will like it. Let me see. All Guns Blazing? I see it on the PlayStation channel. It's got like 93K views. I could play it real quick. I don't mind doing that. I got to get this set up anyway because we're going to be looking at at least one trailer for a new China Joy game that was announced. So this will be a good opportunity for me to just set that up real quick. Sorry. Give me 1 second, guys, so I can move myself over here. And let's see if I can get it. All right. Should be good. And we have Morgan Anstein, a member for 6 months, saying, I saw your tweet asking if anyone's going to get the Concord controller. I think the controller is going to sell more than the actual game, LOL. I know that that's a joke that's kind of going around right now, but it's possible, man. I mean, you don't have to be excited or care about Concord to find this controller appealing just because it's, again, it honestly, I could see some people not even like realizing, like if the Concord branding wasn't on the box, I could see some people not even realizing that DualSense has anything to do with Concord. So we'll see, but check this game out. I'm going to keep it muted just because I can't risk if there's any music or anything. Oh, wow. This reminds me of Resogun a little bit. .4K 60 FPS. Ultra high speed SSD. Lightning fast gameplay. They're hitting all the marketing beats. Oh, this is a Konami game? I didn't realize that. Oh, that's coming out real soon. August 6th. What do you guys think? What are you thinking? It looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily the type of game I would go play. But not bad. Let me fix this. Already pre-ordered? Okay. Okay. Michael says, holy crap, that looks amazing. Yeah, I didn't even know about this game. Fred, you're saying I think Lost Souls side will have an update at China Joy. Yeah, I've been waiting to hear about that because they did confirm that they're going to be at China Joy, and it's going on right now. It's still going to be going on for a couple more days, so there's plenty of time for like more announcements. I would like to get an update on it, but we have Sean Mitchell here, a member for 15 months, who says, been playing catch up on some of the streams recently with being so busy, MBG, but congrats on becoming a cat dad again with Luna. Much love, brother. Well, thank you so much for that, Sean. And I appreciate you going back and watching the streams as well. It's easy for me to, lose track myself because there's so many streams sometimes. And so if it's hard for me to keep up and I lose track of all the streams I put out, I can't imagine how difficult it can be sometimes for some of you guys. So I appreciate that. And yeah, man, Luna, she's an awesome cat. She's adjusting very well. I think she really likes it here. She seems extremely happy. We've only had her for like a couple weeks now, and I don't even know if it's been a couple weeks. I'm losing track of time these days, but she's already adjusting very, very well. So I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you. But yeah, no battle pass for Concord. Chris Brown says, you got a new cat? I love it. I love how there's still some people who don't know. Yeah. Yeah, she's a kitten still. But yeah, we got a new kitten. At this point, it's been about 2 weeks. I introduced her about a week ago, or a little less than a week ago. Why do I feel like you already had a cat called Luna? Did you know apparently, and Mrs. MBG told me this last night, you call the male, like the leader male, an alpha, right? Apparently, when it comes to females, the alpha female is actually referred to as Luna. I guess like the Luna or whatever. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So, we got another alpha Luna. I don't know. Congrats on the new family member. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. But yeah, I think we'll leave the Concord topic there for now. Don't have much else to say about it. We are just about a month away from Concord launching. So, I've been saying, I'm not going to talk about it that much, but I guess I have to be realistic in that we're likely going to hear much more about Concord in the coming weeks. And, I'll just try to keep you guys updated. Capono says, my wife wears the pants at my house. I don't know why it's such a random comment. All right, we will move on to the next topic, though, which talks about the PS5 Pro and the fact that it seems like the PS5 Pro is going to be the first ever piece of hardware to release with some type of RDNA4 technology inside of it. And this is an interesting write-up that I came across from Game Rant. And it says, a notable insider has revealed a list of potential ray tracing upgrades for AMD's RDNA4 graphics cards, which may also be present within the PS5 Pro. The heavily rumored mid-generation refresh for the PlayStation 5 reportedly packs a significant improvement on the graphical front. If this information is right, it might launch with cutting-edge features that can demonstrably enhance ray-traced visuals and performance in supported games. The PS5 Pro specs leaked earlier this year via confidential documents retrieved from Sony's developer portal. According to the leaks, the PS5 Pro's biggest upgrade will be its much stronger 33.5 teraflop GPU compared to the base PS5's 10.23 teraflop GPU, as well as a 10% faster CPU, faster system memory, and a new machine learning-based resolution upscaler dubbed PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Additionally, the PS5 Pro's GPU supposedly makes the leap to AMD's current RDNA 3 architecture, which will naturally lead to efficiency and performance gains. all of these GPU upgrades lead to a 2 to 3 times jump in the PS5 Pro's ray tracing capabilities compared to the vanilla PS5, as per the leaked documentation. However, it seems there's a lot more under the hood that allows the PS5 Pro to pull ahead in the ray tracing department, and some of it may actually come from AMD's currently in development RDNA4 GPU architecture. A new tweet from credible hardware insider Kepler L2 potentially spills the beans on some major ray tracing features coming with RDNA4 graphics cards for PCs. Surprisingly, the insider also claims that most of, if not all of these features, will be in the PlayStation 5 Pro as well. And so we kind of went over all of these specific things that were mentioned. It's all technical jargon. But it says the blacked out rows are apparently non-ray tracing features, which the insider may have concealed to keep the focus on ray tracing upgrades. Nevertheless, the list reveals intriguing features and optimizations for RDNA4. Kepler L2 also alleged in a follow-up tweet that the PS5 Pro is built on a hybrid of RDNA 3.5 plus RDNA4 ray tracing architecture, which essentially means the PS5 Pro's GPU will be based on a customized version of RDNA 3 and incorporate RDNA 4's ray tracing upgrades, as well as features like Wave Matrix Multiply Accumulate and the new data prefecture, which increases code size to 32 KB. So it says PlayStation has always worked very closely with AMD to design its consoles, and considering the current PS5's GPU is also built with similarly deep customization, Kepler L2's information does appear plausible. Technical specifications aside, fans have been speculating when Sony might be planning to formally announce the Pro. So, yeah, all this is to essentially say that if Sony sticks to a 2024 launch of the PS5 Pro and it comes out this November, the RDNA 4 GPUs and technology, as far as I'm, from AMD, as far as I'm aware, are not scheduled to release until sometime in 2025. When the PS5 Pro launches, it's going to, at least for a couple of months, offer something that is not currently available on the market. And then when the RDNA 4 PC components do launch, the PS5 Pro will be offering some level of cutting edge technology in the form of ray tracing. But the real question, I think, comes in the form of what's the end result going to be for us, for the games? Like, is ultra souped up ray tracing something that gets people excited? Is it one of those things that isn't going to get people excited until they actually see it? You just want 4K 60 with ray tracing? Well, between the upscaler and how much ray tracing technology is going into this console, I'm not saying like you're going to get native 4K 60 FPS with, crazy ray tracing, but Perfect Image comes in and says, MBG, I said this all along, the RDNA 4 can work, but if the engine is not optimized to the new RDNA 4, you will still get games at 30, 40 FPS, but I could be wrong. Well, that's the whole thing here with this. I don't know what I expect when it comes to what we're going to see, right? Because all of this sounds great. It's like, oh man, the PS5 Pro is using some kind of hybrid, like it's basically RDNA 3.5, essentially, right? Which, considering this is a home console, you consider that the PS5 has often been labeled RDNA 1.5. It feels quite significant, but it's really just going to be about what it does for the games. And of course, it'll be interesting to hear from Mark Cerny. I'm assuming we'll hear from him and to get all the technical side of it, or the whole technical side of it. But I'm just trying to think to myself, what game could Sony come out when they revealed the PS5 Pro? What studio would be able to, leverage this RDNA 4 ray tracing to basically, I don't know, make their game look much more impressive than it otherwise would have? Fred, you're saying just because the specs on paper can be found out, we also know that Cerny has made more with less power happen. Yeah, that's another thing too that I think people shouldn't underestimate. The PS5, when it came out, it was considered a little bit like, oh, well, I don't know if it's going to keep up with the Series X, but anybody who paid close attention to what Mark Cerny said about the customization that went into this console, they were like, well, I don't know, man. It might be able to punch way above it, way above its weight here. GT7 PS5 Pro version, yeah, I could see that. Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Zero Dawn, Insomniac, Naughty Dog. Yeah, I guess if I had to guess, like, which studio is going to be showing off, like, just like, here's a glimpse at just how good a game can look with, like, RDNA4 ray tracing, powered by the PS5 Pro. I'm tempted to think maybe it would be Death Stranding 2. I mean, I think something like GT7 makes a lot of sense because that game's still very relevant. I mean, we could see Sony come out and be like, here's what Horizon 2 looks like, PS5 Pro enhanced. We could see that. I mean, any previously released PS5 game is not off limits. We could see, I think Spider-Man 2 is another one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Spider-Man 2 seems like another obvious game that, it already still does look really good on the PS5. But yeah, people are going to be wondering, like, oh, that looks really good, but can I play it at 60 FPS? Returnal? The Pro will be bottlenecked, that powerful of a GPU with that slow of a CPU. They're not telling us something about the Pro. Well, here's how I view it. I see a lot of people, I think, are concerned, understandably so. Are like, listen, are we going to get 60 FPS with the Pro? Like, is that a thing we're going to get? And I think the answer is, like, obviously yes, because we're already getting 60 FPS. Think about it. Most games, in fact, I struggle to think of many games that have released this generation on the PS5 that don't offer a performance mode. Now, granted, there have been some games with performance modes that are not well optimized, where it's not hitting a solid 60 FPS. Some games have suffered more than others. Some games you could almost argue like they probably should have just locked it at 30. But generally speaking, most games offer a pretty solid performance mode. And I think that basically what we're going to end up seeing, because we do have to understand, like, this is not next gen. We're not going to get next gen games on the PS5 Pro. What I think we're going to end up seeing is a console that essentially will take any game that's currently in development for PS5 with a performance mode and basically make it so, okay, this game is already capable of running at 60 frames. We're going to up the resolution quite significantly. So it's going to look much cleaner, much sharper at that 60 FPS, and we're going to sprinkle some ray tracing on top of it. That's what I think it's going to do. And I think that if you look at the options you have for games right now, that basically takes all the current options and puts them together, where you're getting performance mode, fidelity mode, and potentially even ray tracing mode all in one. So you no longer have to choose. Now, does that mean that there won't be games, that are going to run at 30 FPS on the PS5 Pro? No, there still will be. The big game that everybody wants to know is, will GTA 6 run at 60 FPS on the Pro? Probably not. If and only if it's not targeting a performance mode on the PS5. See, that's the thing here. In my opinion, in order for the PS5 Pro to be able to bring a game up to 60 FPS, realistically, it has to be able to offer some type of performance mode on the base PS5. Because yes, that's where you have to acknowledge the limit. Like, what is the limitation of the PS5 Pro? What makes the PS5 Pro not next gen? The CPU. The CPU. When will we get a new CPU? You'll get a new CPU with the PlayStation 6. So essentially, the determining factor between what we can consider next gen versus what we consider not next gen basically lies in how bound to the CPU a game is. And I mean, a lot of people believe that GTA 6 is going to be a very CPU intensive game. So therefore, it's going to run at 30 frames on the PS5. And if it is a CPU intensive game that is limited to 30 frames per second because of that, then it will also run at 30 frames per second on the PS5 Pro. However, could there be certain techniques, like could the super spectral resolution, could that do something? I mean, maybe it could help squeeze a little bit more performance. Like maybe you could get like a 40 FPS mode. But usually games that target a 60 FPS performance mode, I just think it's pretty rare that you see a game where it's like, oh yeah, we were just targeting 30 FPS the whole time because it was CPU limited. I feel like we haven't seen much of that this generation. We've seen a little bit, but we haven't seen much of it because the transition from the PS4 to the PS5 and to the Series X has been slower than expected. It's been a little bit more awkward. And so I guess all this is to say that, the PS5 Pro sounds like it's going to do some great things for games, but I don't necessarily think that the PS5 Pro, even if it does have some RDNA4 technology in it, I think it's still going to be about, well, how good does the game look? And you know why? Because I think that's how games are marketed. Whether we agree with it or not, the truth is, like, games are marketed in their fidelity mode. Games are marketed in there's very little focus on performance. But maybe, I will say this though, maybe that could change because Mark Cerny said himself that he was surprised. He said he was surprised that 60 FPS was adopted as quickly as it was this generation. Because if you think about it, every previous console generation, 60 FPS games existed. 60 FPS games existed throughout every generation. But this seemingly is the first one where there's a major expectation and emphasis on we do expect 60. And so maybe that's where things could change with the PS5 Pro. I just think Sony has to be careful, mainly because I think they do run the risk of, normies like shiny graphics. I mean, I like shiny graphics too, They win me over too sometimes. But I think that Sony is basically in a position where they have to be careful. They do run the risk of underwhelming people and making people question, wait, what was the point of this again? Because let's not forget, people were already doing that with the PS4 and the PS5. There were people who were already saying, like, I don't really see that big of a difference between God of War Ragnarok on PS4 and Ragnarok on PS5. And I don't think Sony's going to go too hard. Honestly, you know what I think Sony might do, to be honest, the more I think about it. I think what Sony might end up doing is leaning in to the fact that they know, like, this is just for a specific type of PlayStation customer or gamer. I I don't think that they're going to really try to sell this thing that hard. I think that they're just going to try to let it sell itself and very much treat it like it's a really impressive console that we've made, because it's by far and away the most powerful console ever created. The most technologically sophisticated console ever created. Yes, all these things will be true, and Sony can use those. I won't even call them buzzwords, because it's just true. Just they'll be able to say that in their marketing. But I think their really big push of like, now we're here to really wow you, like we're here to like, blow you away. I think they have to save that for the PlayStation 6. I mean, Sony could basically just market, not that they would, but if they wanted to, they could just market the PS5 Pro as your GTA 6 machine. They could. So I guess what I'm ultimately trying to say here is I do think that the PS5 Pro is ultimately going to have more in it than maybe what people were expecting. And that, like, wow, okay, like Sony's actually putting cutting edge technology into the PS5 Pro. And that's worth pointing out, because as far as I'm aware, I don't think the PS4 Pro could say that. The PS5 Pro is going to have like some form of cutting edge tech and the first version of new PlayStation technology through the upscaler. So I think what it does is it presents a lot of potential. We could maybe see a scenario where the PS5 Pro comes out and it's very underwhelming at first, because developers, yeah, exactly, Capono, because maybe developers haven't really figured out how to properly utilize these features yet and take advantage of them. So it's like, okay, what's the reason to own a PS5 Pro right now? It's like, well, we're just getting it out there right now for those who really want it. Maybe you'll get minimal upgrades. But in the next 12 months, you're really going to start to see devs, do some much more interesting things, many more interesting things, once they start taking advantage of these features. That's another thing we do got to keep in mind as well. It really does make me wonder, like, when Sony is targeting the PlayStation 6 and when they're targeting next gen, because I don't know, man. I don't want to see Sony in this awkward position where it's like, yeah, we released the PS5 Pro, but we like aren't really doing much with it. So sorry. I see we have a direct donation. Let me read what Rashab has to say here first. He says, MBG, imagine if Rockstar announces we're going to skip the Xbox versions of GTA 6 for some time due to the Series S hardware limitations. How would that work for Sony? So I'm going to say that will not happen. I mean, I get what you're saying about how, like, oh, if GTA 6 really is a CPU intensive game, that means it could pose problems for them on the Series S. Microsoft would tell them, don't worry about it. They would. Microsoft would have no choice but to tell them, don't worry about it. You don't have to ship it on the Series S. Because at that point, Microsoft would be losing too much money. But if that were to happen, oh man, I think Sony would keel over, dude. They have so many dollar signs in their eyes, they'd keel over. They wouldn't know what to do. But that'd be crazy. Yeah, I would suspect that if there were some issues on the Series S for GTA 6, Microsoft would step in and be like, okay, guys, then just stop. You don't have to make it for the Series S. There's no way Microsoft would risk losing GTA 6 on their platform. No way. They'd be insane. But we have a direct donation from Moonshot, who says, I don't know where this worry if the Pro will be able to hit 60 FPS comes from. I can only think of a few third-party games that are locked at 30. As for the PS5 first and second party, I play all of them locked at 60 or unlocked, ranging between 78 and 115 frames per second. To be honest, the Pro should have a locked 120 mode. Yeah, that I guess if I had to assume, the worry comes from the idea that we haven't really seen next-gen games yet. And the reason why we haven't seen next-gen games is because developers were too busy sticking to the PS4, sticking to the Xbox One, and focusing on cross-gen. And because of that, essentially what people have determined is that all of these games that we've been playing on the PS5, yes, they are PS5 games, but the only reason they're so easily able to hit 60 FPS in performance modes is because, well, the engines haven't been fully updated yet. You know, these are games that are basically PS4 games, like really enhanced PS4 games, not native PS5 games. And I think that's true in some instances, but others not so much. And I think it does vary based on the game engine. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what. If I had to guess, these like. Boss, stop moving my mic, bro. If I had to guess, these like super next gen insane games that we're going to see, I think GTA 6 is going to be the determining factor. I do. Because, like, listen, GTA 6, if there's ever a game that's going to come out this generation during the PS5 and Xbox Series X, that's going to be, okay, so this is the next gen game. You know, like this is the leap forward we've been waiting for. It has to be GTA 6. I mean, maybe there will be other games that get close to it, but it has to be GTA 6. And if GTA 6 can run at 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5 hardware, then that tells you everything you need to know, in my opinion. That tells you everything you need to know. But again, we have seen some titles, like you're saying. You're saying there's only been a few titles that haven't run at 60 FPS or were locked at 30. And that's true. But we have to pay attention to which titles we're talking about. I mean, a game that comes to mind for me is like Final Fantasy 16, where that did have a performance mode, but it never got fixed. Like that game clearly was meant to be a 30 FPS game, you know? And that was only on PS5. I'm not saying FF16 is the most next-gen game ever, but there are certainly aspects of that game in terms of like everything that's happening on screen at one time, especially during the boss battles where I'm like, holy shit, okay, yeah, like this is a lot. Like this is a lot of processing that's going on right now. A lot happening on screen. But I don't know. I'm dying for the PS5 Pro to just come out already, like to be announced. I'm dying to know what Sony's going to say. I'm dying to know what they're going to announce alongside of it, how they're going to market it, because I feel excited for the Pro. I do. I'm looking forward to it, and I plan to be there day one. And I know that there's a lot of negativity towards the Pro, and I'm just really curious to see if Sony's going to be able to navigate that. Like, are they going to win people over? Are a lot of people who were doubting the PS5 Pro or not interested in it, are they going to kind of see Sony come out, announce it, show games on it, talk about it, and then it's going to make them go, you know what, actually, this seems pretty cool. Maybe I will consider it. That, or are they going to come out and it's going to make things worse and people are like, holy shit, they like showed nothing, or they don't have any games ready for it, or anything that they showed looks hardly any different. I think Sony has a challenge in front of them with the PS5 Pro, and that challenge, I think, comes in the form of you can't just come out with your presentation for the Pro and say, hey guys, it's 4K now. 4 times the resolution. You can't do that. You already did that. You can't come out and say 60 FPS because you already did that with the PS5. The PS5 was 60 FPS. It still is 60 FPS. So it seems like they're going to have to come out and be like exactly what people are expecting. 4K and 60 FPS and maybe some ray tracing. And like you're saying, maybe some higher frame rates across the board, 120 FPS more frequently. Chris Brown, you're saying, been a PlayStation fan since day one. I'm tired of being nickel and dimed on console, forced service fees, and PC doesn't need it. I'm saving for a high-end PC now. Yeah, I mean, look, man, if you're tired of... Hold on. Man, he's getting heavy. If you're tired of feeling nickel and dime, man, that's the way to go. You know, save up for a high-end PC. A lot of people obviously game on PC. A lot of people have moved from console to PC. PC is the future of gaming. We'll see about that. I think that the gaming market is, you know, it's interesting because it's like everybody I think is always focused on like what's the future of gaming? Is mobile gaming the future? Is portable gaming the future? Is console gaming the future? Is PC gaming the future? And it's like I think they're all the future. Like that's what I think. I think that all of these different vectors of gaming are going to coexist, and they're going to coexist perfectly fine. I think that's literally what's happening now. You know, like I keep seeing people saying like I'm moving to PC and I'm going to PC, and I keep waiting to see PS5 console sales like drop. Like I mean, really, like oh shit, okay, yes, Sony, are you feeling that heat? And they're not. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean people aren't moving to PC. It makes me think that for every person that's moving to PC, there's like another person behind them that's like, I think I'm going to buy this console now. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, I don't know. It just seems like there's always, I don't think that there's really massive growth to be found in these different markets. I think that the growth for these markets has basically mostly leveled off. I think there will still be more growth across all these different markets and vectors, but I just think it's going to be a little bit more steady and slow going forward. Hold on one second, guys. Saying, bro, I'm seeing a lot of people building their first PC, leaving consoles. Yeah, I mean, the consoles could go away in the long run. But I don't know, man. Between the PS5 Pro, the PlayStation 6, the Switch 2, I mean, I think consoles are definitely here to stay. But yeah, it all depends on like really what you're looking for. If you're looking to save the most amount of money, see, that's what's kind of weird. I don't know. It depends. Like if you're looking to save money, then that probably means you're going to go with a more mid-tier PC. You know, not the highest. You're not going to spend the most amount of money on it, but you're saving money by, you know, like you're saying, not feeling like you're being like nickel and dimed, I guess. But a lot of people I noticed that go from console to PC, not everybody, but I just see a lot of people who are like, basically, I'm just going to build like a really powerful PC that's going to be much more powerful than my console. And there you go. Like, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But I think PC is going to be just fine. I think console is going to be just fine. I think mobile is going to be just fine. I think each plays a role. You know, they're each playing their specific role. And I think that there will always be enough people across these different vectors to justify their existence. That's what I think anyway. Neo Exodus, member for 12 months, says, what's your max price you'd be willing to pay for the Pro? I'm at $650 max. Yeah, I'd say I'm probably right there with you. Yeah. even then, that's a lot. My concern would be not so much the price, but what exactly I'm going to be getting for that price. So some people are speculating that Sony's going to announce a price cut for the base model PS5 when they announce the Pro, and the base model PS5 is going to drop to $400, and the Pro is going to be $500. Now, if that happens, I'm very much sold on that, because I am currently prepared to pay $600 for a Pro, but that is the concern, like I feel like, I would want to buy it just because, well, I'm going to have some level of excitement for new PlayStation hardware. Would I pay $800? Oh, probably not. Like that would make me wait a while and see. 800, yeah, 800 is a lot, dude. Like at that point, I would seriously question if I would be better off just waiting for the PS6. That's way too high. The PS5 Pro would have to be doing some crazy ass stuff to make me pay $800 for it. But if we're talking like $600, that's I think a little bit more realistic. And I will say $600 is a lot of money. I mean, at least for me it is. I think for most people, $600 is a lot of money. So I'm going to be really paying close attention to like Sony. Listen, if I am a day one buyer for this thing, I'm willing to pay $600 for it. What is going to be there? And I'm not expecting everything to be there, but there has to be at least enough there to make me feel like, oh, okay, shit, that's all right. Yeah, I want to partake in whatever this is. I do have this kind of like fear. I mean, and it really comes from Tom Henderson's reporting, where Tom Henderson said that based off of who he's talked to, he's a little bit worried, or apparently like internally at Sony, they're a little bit worried that there's not going to be enough games. I'm like, shit. And we have Big MP coming in out of nowhere, dropping another 5 bomb for you guys. Big MP spontaneously dropping membership gifts for the community. You love to see it. He's keeping the membership train going today, guys. He hears me talking about a PS5 Pro. He hears me talking about a potential $800 PS5 Pro. He's like, you know what? This guy needs 5 membership gifts immediately. We're talking about $800 PS5 Pro. Thank you so much for that, Big MP. That brings us up to 33 members on the day. And we also have another direct donation from Moonshot here, which I will read in just a moment. So we're still making our way, guys. Let's keep that membership train going today. Again, we are going to be doing a Dead by Daylight members lounge after this. So please look forward to that. Moonshot, with his direct donation, says, I know GTA 6 is a big benchmark game, but I don't know, man. That Captain America versus Black Panther game graphically looks absolutely insane. Black Myth does look insane as well. So if those can run at 60 on PS5, then that should be proof enough. Not to mention Spider-Man 2 looks ridiculous at 60. Unlocked. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Black Myth Wukong is going to be one to look out for, because that game does look pretty cutting edge. It's Unreal Engine 5. It looks really, really good. And people were telling me, like, be careful, man, like, with this game, because we got to wait for some performance reviews to see how it runs, because Unreal Engine 5 has proven to be, a bit difficult, to optimize for on these consoles. But if it can maintain, I don't think that the footage we've seen of it so far, I think that's running on high-end PC. So I would expect that if there's going to be a 60 FPS mode, which I think there is in Black Myth Wukong, it's going to look reduced, the image quality, but the question will be, how reduced will it look? Because I remember earlier in this generation, there were like some Unreal Engine 5 games where it's like internally they're running at 720p to get 60 FPS. Now they're being upscaled, but like internally that resolution is like, holy shit. How come the Streamlabs donations never have audio? Hold on, let me. Did that work? Should have worked that time. But yeah, if you're talking to me about the price point of the PS5 Pro, I would say, I mean, 650 would be pushing it. I'd say 600 is probably the max. I'd have to seriously question Sony and be like, Sony, what, like, really, what are we doing here? Like, what are you really offering on this Pro console that I should upgrade for my base PS5? I mean, truthfully, you're talking about a $50 difference. I'd probably still pay it, but I'm thinking $600. $600 is what I'm thinking. You think people should wait to see what the Pro gives you? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about new hardware like the PS5 Pro. There are absolutely quite a few people out there that are like, they've already made their mind up. I'm buying the Pro. I'm ready for it. And I'm one of those people, but I also add to that, I'm going to be there day one. But I am expecting, you know what I mean? Like, there is an expectation where it's like, Sony, if you made this console and you're going to release this console and you're going to be asking me to buy a second console halfway through the generation, my expectation is there has to be... Dude, listen, I'll be real right now. Sony, here's my expectation. Give me a fucking showcase. There. Give me a showcase and I'll buy your Pro. It's that simple. Show me what's coming, and then show me the new console I can play it on, and I'll buy it. That's it. It's that simple. I don't even, like, even if they're like, listen, at launch, we're only going to have a couple games that are taking advantage of it, but look at what we got, and all the stuff you're seeing will be Pro enhanced. Yeah. I will settle for a state of play. Please, God, no. I can't take that shit. Sony comes out here with a fucking state of play, I'm gonna lose it. I will fucking snap. There will be some destruction on stream. In a way though, like deep down, I'm fully prepared for a state of play though. You know, like I'm talking like this right now, but I already know September's gonna roll around. It's like, tune in for another state of play, and I'm just gonna be like, just gonna go crying in my pillow. They'll just do it like how they showed off Horizon running on the PS4 Pro. You know, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I want to say there's no way. Yeah, I almost have no words at that point because it's like I'm like witnessing the future flash before my eyes. Like, you're right. I feel like you're right. Like, they're not going to show new games. Like, they're going to do what they did for the PS4 Pro. It's be like, here is a bunch of games that have already come out and already been announced. But here's what they look like on the Pro. And there's going to be like no new game announcements. Here's the thing though that I want to highlight. That is such a big difference that it's like, it is the elephant in the room. The PS4 Pro was announced in 2016. Specifically, September 2016. Now, I want you to think, what happened before the PS4 Pro announcement? There was E3. Okay, what was Sony's E3 like in 2016? If you remember, it was one of the best E3 shows they ever put on. In June of 2016, E3 2016, PlayStation came out and they showed Days Gone. I think they showed Days Gone. They showed God of War. I think they showed Spider-Man. And then they showed a lot more than that. You guys can help me out with whatever games I'm forgetting. But it was like basically like, holy shit, this is one of those like E3s where our dreams are coming true. So you can understand, like people were not upset with the PS4 Pro when it was announced just mere months later. People were not that upset because we just had one of the literal best showcases we've ever seen from Sony. So the big difference right now is we are in the literal opposite position where we didn't get a show in June. We didn't get a showcase this year. We don't know what the second half of this generation looks like. We don't know about games that are coming out. So think about it. God of War was announced in 2016. Spider-Man was announced in 2016. Like, those were 2018 games. We don't know about games that are coming out in 2026 right now. Maybe Wolverine is the only one we know. And even then, we haven't seen jack shit. Yeah, no Shadow of the Colossus, Gravity Rush 2. I think those were games that were there as well. We haven't seen shit. Like truthfully, Sony hasn't showed jack shit, man, beyond this year. And if they come out with this PS5 Pro and they're like, sorry guys, we don't have new game announcements, even I will be sitting there being like, Sony, what is the point? Like, at that point, I would be angry because it's like, Sony, what are you doing? You know? Like, what are you doing? So, to me, it's obvious. Like, do you know what helped sell the PS4 Pro? The PS4 Pro, like, yeah, we have Horizon Zero Dawn. Look at this. But we just showed you the new God of War. We just showed you Days Gone. We just showed you a Spider-Man game in development at Insomniac. Like, there's 3 really good fucking reasons to consider buying a PS4 Pro. Right now, Sony can't say that. They can't. You know, they could maybe say Death Stranding 2. And I guess they could say Wolverine, but they've only shown one CG trailer of Wolverine back in 2021. So, as far as I'm concerned, man, yeah, exactly, Irfan. Yeah, like, if Sony really wants to risk it, like, if Sony wants to make a huge mistake and actually cross that line where it's like, we're doing it. Oh, you're doing a showcase? Nope. We're showing you a PS5 Pro without putting on a showcase. We're doing it. If they want to do that, then okay, go let that thing fail then. Because that, I'm telling you, that's what will happen. People will walk away being angry. And I don't want that shit, dude. I'm so tired of that being the case with PlayStation. I am. I'm so fucking, like, as a fan, I'm tired of every time Sony is like announcing something or having some kind of show. There's like, okay, let the Civil War begin now, guys. Now we all have to fight. Was it good enough? Was it not? And you get the defenders, you get the haters, and you get everything in between. Why can't we just get back to a point where everybody can just turn and be like, that shit was good? You know why? Because it was good. It was unequivocally good. Nobody can say it was bad. Can we, Sony, can we please get back to that? Can you just stop making everything so divisive and so fucking, like, just constantly, just a constant civil war, you know, with like the fan base. Like, is it good? Is it not? Shit wasn't always like that with PlayStation, man. We didn't talk about the China Joy game reveals yet. We're going to move on to that soon. And I'm afraid that the PS5 Pro is going to be another instance of that if Sony doesn't prepare accordingly. You know how Sony ensures that nobody has anything negative to say about the PS5 Pro? They do it by putting on a fucking showcase, showing a bunch of new games, getting people hyped, and then being like, here's a Pro, guys. So everybody can be happy. Hey, I don't give a shit about the Pro, but did you see those new games? Hey, I do give a shit about the Pro, and I saw new games. You know? Like, that's it. That's what has to happen. And I get the feeling that they're not going to do that. They're going to come out. They're going to be like, here's Ragnarok on a Pro. Here's Spider-Man 2 on a Pro. Please buy it. And you're going to get some people that are like, hell yeah, dude. Fucking Pro is going to dominate. But like most of the internet's going to be like, Sony, what the hell was that? Like, where are the new games? And there's just going to be arguing and fighting. And I'm like, that's what I want to change. Like, Sony has the ability to stop that from happening. If they just do what I'm saying, just have a fucking showcase, show some new games, and then show your new hardware. Do that. Listen, if you want to show, announce Ghost of Tsushima 2. You don't even have to say that shit is running on a PS5 Pro. You don't have to do that. Just announce the fucking game. And then reveal the Pro. Help yourself, you know? Yeah, we're dealing with a different Sony now, though. Concord Pro. Look at it. Look at it. I want all of you to look at it. Dude. Oh my God. Could you imagine Sony being like, tune into our PlayStation 5 Pro reveal event, and like literally the first announcement is, you've waited and we've answered. Here it is. It's like Concord PS5 Pro edition. Like, it's just like the first trailer's like a PS5 Pro update for Concord, and it's like, I hate the fact that this all sounds possible. Thank you. See, that's what I want to hear. See that. I want to see that, Sony. Venom running on a PS5 Pro. There you go. See, that gets my hopium going. That gets my hopium going. They'll show fair games. Man, I see what Sony's doing to me out here. See what Sony's doing to me out here? It got me dooming all over the place. I can't even be excited about the PS5 Pro reveal. I just want to see Sony get back on the fucking horse, man. That's all. I know that they're doing well, and I'm not saying, look, I'm just playing my role here, okay? I'm doing my part. I'm the fan screeching at the corporation, saying, please do what I'm asking you to do. All right? Listen to your fans. I'm the fan. Listen to the fan. I know Sony's not going to listen to me because they're like, listen, we appreciate your support, but we're doing just fine. We're just going to do it as we want. You know? And it's like, I can't, like, I don't know how to argue that. All I can say is, I don't care. I'm not your shareholder, Sony. I'm your fan. Do something exciting. You know? Sony, guys, I'm not even kidding right now. I'm not even kidding. If I don't fucking see a limited edition Astrobot Dualsense, I'm going to literally do in a dedicated stream ranting at Sony about this. Because it's not right. Like, I will scream at Herman Hulst, dude. Or whoever's responsible for this. I will scream at them. Okay? There's a new Game Rant article about the showcase. Oh, I'm actually on Game Rant right now. Oh God. There are so many articles. Don't they have a PlayStation section? platforms. Wait, what the? I'm not seeing it. I'll just type in Game Rant PlayStation. I'm just going to start titling all my streams PlayStation Hopium stream number, whatever. Irfan, do you think I see an article September 26th could be a big day for PlayStation gamers. That was written up 6 days ago. Is that the one you're talking about? Okay. Let me see. It's possible that PlayStation will be showcasing a long-rumored PS5 Pro at the upcoming Tokyo Game Show, set to kick off September 26th. PS5 Pro has been rumored for some time and will presumably fulfill a function similar to what the Sony's... Oh, this is covering the Insider Gaming Report. What a crazy way to... That's a crazy way to title that article, dude. Yeah, we covered that already, though. I think Sony's banking on GTA 6. Yeah. MBG, I saw a clip from Sacred Symbols talking about that there are many people in positions of power / influence in companies that don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I saw that. And I think that's fairly obvious as well, unfortunately. Specifically in gaming. Like, people who are just, you know, they just have these, they had these grand ideas about, oh, this will definitely work. And this should obviously work. And it's like, I just don't think you know what you're doing, bro. I don't think you even know what you're talking about. Yeah. Bunch of out of touch executives. Yeah, I don't know it. I just look, man. Truthfully, I just don't want Sony to fucking drag ass for the rest of the year. Like that's all it boils down to, man. Like I don't want to fucking go into 2025 being like, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. February showcase. It's coming, guys. The February showcase, the March showcase, the April showcase. Is the showcase in the room with us now, MBG? And it's like, yes, the showcase is in the room with me at all times. I don't want to go into 2025 talking that shit. I can't do it, man. They put me in a freaking straitjacket. What happened to him, man? What happened to MBG? Oh, he went crazy. Really? How? He was just waiting for that showcase and it never came, bro. Lack of showcase made this guy go nuts. Made him lose his mind. Be careful out there, people. I don't know. I just feel like it's starting to get to me, dude. At this specific moment in time, like July's starting to get to me. The mold's making me crazy. Yeah, these are my problems. Well, I don't know, man. I just, to be a little bit more serious about it, the only thing I really want for the PlayStation 5 Pro is I just don't want any bullshit surrounding it. That's what I want. Okay? And I think that comes down to Sony. That comes down to PlayStation deciding, listen, if we're going to announce this new console, we should try to generate excitement. Not to mention, it's going to be PlayStation's 30th anniversary, dude. So we got a PS5 Pro that's supposed to be coming at the end of this year. and it's coming during the 30th anniversary. I really don't think I'm off base here for expecting Sony to generate some excitement. And I don't want there to be bullshit, man. I want a PS5 Pro announcement that's exciting. I want Sony to come out and rally the fans. You know why? Because it's like, hey guys, 30 fucking years of PlayStation. That's crazy. That's 3 decades of PlayStation. That's worth getting excited about. So let's do it. I don't want to see this quiet ass, we're too busy counting our money and our user engagement, I don't want to see that, Sony. I've been watching that, Sony, and it's like, I get it. You got to coast for a little bit. You got games in development. There's no reason for you to have any knee-jerk reactions now, but I'm not asking for a knee-jerk reaction. I'm asking Sony to fucking do something for the fans. That's what I'm asking. Sony, I'm once again asking, do something for the fans. All right? And no, a fucking Concord controller ain't it. But what if not? What if they don't do something? Well, then I just pray Astrobot will be enough. I pray Astrobot's little legs can support the entire fucking PlayStation fan base. Because that's what's going to happen, dude. That's what's going to happen. As far as I can see right now, Astrobot is the biggest thing PlayStation has. And I like Astro. And I think Astro's going to do very well. But, Astro's got a lot of pressure on him, man. This ain't Kratos out here. Wait, you're saying it's Concord faceplates, not a controller. Hold on, did they announce faceplates as well? Because I saw the controller. I don't think faceplates were announced. Yeah, I'm still just seeing the controller. Harlem PS Gamer says, why are you still complaining about what we already addressed? They said that they weren't showing games too far out anymore. Well, because I don't know. I guess in this particular moment, I don't know what else to do. I know. You're saying, to be honest, I didn't even know there was a controller. Oh, shit. So you made a joke about them announcing plates for it, but didn't know that they actually just announced a controller. Yes. You're saying, what do you think, MBG? A hero shooter, but play as PlayStation mascots. You think that would be better than Concord? Yes, I went on a whole tangent. About how that would be much better. Yes. That would be very cool. Gaming Survivor's like, we need hype in gaming, bro. Not a boring pension plan. You need announcements, you need events, you need hype. Yeah, look. It's not like I can't find it's not like I don't get enjoyment when the water's calm, I do. But yeah, I don't know, man. I am just at that point where it's like I'm looking to have a big serving of hype alongside my gaming. DSV says, what's up, MBG? I just beat the first boss in Liza P. Good stuff, man. It's always cool to see people trying Liza P or getting into it for the first time. Really, really good game. Can't wait for the sequel. Y'all want a God of War level announcement at every event? Sony just does not have enough studios to make consistent announcements. To be honest with you, I don't expect that at every event. I don't. Here's what I do expect though now Not at every event, but now. Like, I've been saying this all year, and I still feel this way. Like, dude, Sony has to show the second half, man. Like, they do. Like, they have to show a roadmap for the second half of this gen. The reason why the PS5 launch was so exciting, like the first event they did, I mean, obviously, here's the new console, but they showed a roadmap, dude. Like, a lot of the stuff that Sony revealed back in 2020 is like, this is shit you're going to be getting throughout 2020, 2021, 2022, and maybe even a dash of 2023, you know? And we haven't gotten that since. And that's the thing that's crazy. So it's not necessarily like expecting a massive announcement at every event they do. It's just, it's been a long time. And I feel like the time has to be now, right? Like, dude, unless this generation is going to go on to like 2029, which I guess it could, but I don't see that happening. Saying we don't need an entire half of this gen. Why in God's name do you want an announcement multiple years in advance? Well, I'm not saying that if this game is targeting 2027, all right, you don't have to show me that. But like, can you at least show me games that are targeting 2025? Maybe one game targeting 2026? I'm okay with that. You know? Again, I'm not asking for everything. I'm just saying, like, the way Sony's been operating in terms of their state of plays, it's like the communication's there, but I don't know, man. I do think that people forget that this is how Sony did things back during the PS4 gen, and people were a lot more excited. You know, they were, like, just flat out, they were way more excited. They were way more positive about, you know, the future of PlayStation. And I'm not saying Sony has to replicate that exact thing, because I know things have changed, but it's just the fact that they seemingly aren't replicating like anything. It's almost like they're avoiding it. That's what's strange to me. But the reality, as I've said, the reality is that they, you know, they're doing fine financially. So I completely understand why they would be like, why would we do that? Like, we're doing better than we ever have. Why would we do that? It's like, yeah, I know. I get it. And to be clear, like, I understand that even if we did get like a big show and they show new games, I understand that it's like, well, what then? Yeah, I get it. But I'm just looking for Sony to, it's a matter of like sending a clear message. You know what I mean? I think that's what it boils down to, is I feel like the message that Sony is sending right now is fucking god awful. The message that Sony right now, the message that they've sent in terms of just like, you know, communicating with the fans, it's like, okay, we're not doing a showcase in May. We're not doing one in June. We are doing a state of play. That state of play is not going to be very good. Hey, we do have Astrobot. Okay. But we also have Concord. Oh. Okay. Well, what else? That's about it. Oh. Well, wait, hold on. Lego Horizon Adventures. It's like, oh, that's cool. For Switch as well. Okay. Oh, and here's Until Dawn remake. Not sure who exactly was asking for that, but here you go. So it's like, oh, all right. Well, you know, can't say we don't have stuff to play. And then, you know, there's Silent Hill 2 as well. I always forget about that. But it's just like, outside of that, it's just like, so like, is that it? And right now, dude, right now, the answer Sony is giving us is yes. Yes, right now, that's it. Sorry. If you were expecting more, we don't have more. If you want more, we don't have it. Now, I know, and you know, well, we know they're working on more stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I think that maybe there are PlayStation fans that have a higher tolerance than I do, where like, you know, there are people who would disagree with me right now. But I think everybody has their like kind of, you know, point of like, okay, like come on, Sony. You know, like everybody has that point. And for me, it all comes down to September, to be honest with you. It really comes down to September, where I do expect Sony to have a big month in September. I do expect the conversation to be basically the opposite of what it is now, where there are a lot of things happening. There is excitement brewing. It could be a combination of here's Astrobot, here's the PS5 Pro announcement, oh, and a showcase. If not a showcase, maybe a really good state of play. Just a lot of shit happening at one time where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is giving us a big, you know, a big boost in just overall excitement, you know, with games we're playing, new hardware, maybe some new game announcements. And I don't know, man, like, I'm just kind of at that point where I'm just trying to like think about what would Sony do if they weren't planning any of that? Like, what would it look like? And I just feel like it wouldn't look very good, frankly. I think it wouldn't look very good. But do I think they're going to have a surprise release this year? No. We know everything that's coming out for Sony for the rest of the year, but here's what I think at the very least needs to happen. This is my bare minimum, okay? Number one, the PS5 Pro announcement it can't be underwhelming. It can't. Because there's already a lot going against the PS5 Pro, and Sony needs to seize that opportunity to actually generate excitement behind it. And the bare minimum for me is you need to make sure that there's a decent amount of games at launch of the PS5 Pro that will justify a person buying this. And number two, you have to show 2025 games. That to me is the minimum, because the craziest thing about the idea of going through the rest of this year without Sony having a proper show is we would go in, and again, I did talk about this before, but think about it. Imagine January 2025 rolls around and there are 0 games coming from Sony. Imagine that. Like, it's not hard to imagine because that's currently where we are, and I get it. It's just July. Well, it's about to be August, but we are starting to approach the latter half, of this year, like the holiday season. It's approaching fast. So once that holiday season is up, and then we're in 2025, it's like, dude, saying China Joy, 2025 games shown at China Joy. Nicodemus, you're saying, where do you think you would be? Where do you think you would be had you never switched to PlayStation from Xbox? Would you have quit gaming? I probably would have. No, I don't think I would have quit gaming, but So basically what I would have to imagine is if I didn't decide to come back to PlayStation at all and I just stuck with Xbox, that means all throughout 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22. Okay, I wouldn't quit gaming, but it's hard to imagine that because I would have had to have ignored everything that Sony put out. But if I had done that, I probably would be gaming a lot less. Like, truthfully, I would still be playing third-party games. I don't know if there's really any Microsoft games I would have played, or at least many other than the ones I have already. I'd probably be even more unhappy, truthfully. You know, like, not to say that. I mean, I don't know. I'm coming off unhappy today, or I don't want to be one of those people that's like, gaming sucks now. Like, I don't want to be that person, because I am accepting that I'm getting older, and maybe my tastes are changing. Things change. Maybe you don't enjoy the things as much as you once did when you were older. So I'm not going to sit here and say, no, it's not me. It's the games. It's the gaming. In some instances, it feels like that. But I'm well aware that, listen, like, there's still plenty I have enjoyed, do enjoy, and will enjoy. But there are just sometimes these periods where I'm just not feeling it for whatever reason. There are just these periods of time where it's like, I'm just not as excited about gaming. I'm not gaming as much. And I think that if I were to have just stuck with Xbox, I'd still be gaming, but probably even less. I don't know, man. So I'm sure there's like an alternate timeline somewhere where that did happen. Probably wouldn't have been all bad, But you guys are talking about China Joy. So, speaking of China Joy, it says 3 more games announced as part of PlayStation China Hero Project at China Joy 2024. So, game number 1 is Unending Dawn, which is an open world action game. This is the one that I think actually has gameplay out there. I think a lot of people are feeling pretty good about it. Another one is called Project Jinwei or Jinwei. I don't know how to say that. It's an action RPG. And the third one is called Lolin, which is a single player action adventure game. I don't know if there have been any other announcements. I don't think so. I think for now, that's what we got. But yeah, like, I'm not trying to come off as like one of those people where it's like PlayStation sucks, they have no games. Like, that's not true. That's not true. I've played plenty this year. It's just I'm just, I've been eager and I'm still eager to hear PlayStation talk. Because, like, don't forget, guys, the reason why I moved over to PlayStation was because of the games, of like the utter barrage of games that Sony put out at the end of or even all throughout the PS4 gen, but especially towards the end. That's what made me come back and be like, holy shit, what am I missing over here, dude? And, I get it. Maybe it's a little bit unfair because it's like, that's my expectation of Sony. But yeah, I'm at that point. It's like, Sony, I'm ready for the next barrage, I'm ready. And, maybe they're not. They're not ready. It's like, we're still working on it. It's going to take a little bit more time. In the meantime, please fucking play Astro and shut up. MBG, the goalpost moved. Games that aren't first party don't count as PlayStation games. Now, I think that's stupid. If you're talking about just games to get excited about, no, I mean, dude, like, I count Silent Hill as not like a PlayStation first party game, but when I am like looking at like, okay, what is Sony delivering on the PS5 that, that's coming from them or that they're directly involved with? Yeah, a game like Silent Hill 2, I do count that. Because the reality is, if I was on Xbox, right, I wouldn't be able to play it, and that would fucking suck, dude. Like, I would go buy a PS5 for that, or I would go and play it on PC. Better way to put this: if Silent Hill 2 was exclusive to Xbox, I'd probably buy an Xbox for that. No joke. I mean, it's a timed exclusive, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would sit there and think, I guess I could wait. I don't know. Silent Hill's one of my favorite games, though. I don't know if I'd wait for that. We have Waylark saying PS games I actually play the least out of the games I play with them, mostly being shorter single player games. They're still great. And that's understandable. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people don't actually play. A lot of people who play on PlayStation, their main driving force is not that. It's actually many other games. If Delta was an Xbox exclusive, you'd definitely buy an Xbox. Oh, yeah, dude. If Microsoft locked down Metal Gear Solid Delta as an exclusive, I would literally buy a Series X. I would have a Series X right now. Absolutely. For sure. No hesitation. But yeah, that's totally understandable, Waylark. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a bit of a complaining mood today. It happens. Anybody who's been listening to me long enough, you know, I have those days sometimes. But, you know, to be more objective about it, you know, I've played the shit out of my PlayStation 5. You know, there hasn't been a single month since the PS5 launched where I didn't have something to play and I wasn't spending hours upon hours on a weekly basis playing this console and enjoying it. Granted, some of these games that I play, you guys know, I put an ungodly amount of time into some live service games and I play them on PS5. So yeah, it's like as a platform that I engage with, they're doing just fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really interested to find out what the next wave of PlayStation really looks like. Because I mean, I know the China Joy games, some of them do look really good. And we still have, you know, the games coming out for the rest of this year, but it's hard not to feel like we're a bit overdue at this point. But maybe everything's a little bit, you know, happening a little bit later this time around. Or if it says you just need that damn showcase. I agree with that. You're saying if you look at Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta and then look at Silent Hill 2 Remake, there's definitely a quality difference. I agree. There is. Chris Brown says, DP&W tonight, the screen wraps around the walls. Holy shit, yeah. I'm going to see it on Saturday. Can't wait. I hope you enjoy, Chris Brown. I hope you enjoy. I'm super stoked. Screen wraps around the walls. Jeez. How do you even watch that, though? Like, do you have to, like, swivel? IGN said it was bad. Who gives a fuck what IGN has to say anymore, dude? Like, I mean, listen. IGN is a complete joke. And I think everybody knows it. Their days are numbered. Everybody knows. Can't take anything they say seriously. But this is one of those movies where, dude, I don't give a flying fuck about reviews. I don't give a shit what anybody has to say. You can't. I'm gonna be excited to see it. I'm gonna see it, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it. And that'll be that. At the very listen. The movie could be completely terrible. I'm just happy to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine again, man. You know? My thoughts on The Boys Season 4 ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you know what? Here's the best way I could put it. It feels like Season 4 as a whole was like... It was just totally unnecessary. Like, it feels... Because so with The Boys, they're going into Season 5, and they're going to end it after Season 5. It feels like they're getting back like if you watch the way they ended that season, they're getting back to like, okay, now we're gonna get back to the stuff you actually care about, the good stuff, and it really feels like it. I'll be honest with you, it feels like maybe The Boys should have been 4 seasons total, not 5, because season 4 was like, holy shit, almost everything that happened here was like all the important things that actually mattered could have been. It could have happened in a single episode in season 3 or season 5. But I will say there was one thing in particular, one specific character. Again, without spoiling anything, if you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about, where, seems like they're getting back to proper form, if you will. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm like, okay, this is all right. Yeah, like I'm on board. Let's watch. Yeah, dude, season 4 was so fucking hard to watch of The Boys, dude. It really was. Like they really just went. It's not even that it went woke. It's just like, it was just trying too hard to be like, LOL. Here's commentary on modern politics, but also here's a shocking scene. And it's like, can you just get back to good storytelling like you did in season 3? That'd be great. Yeah, dude, it was really messy. It was shocking, dude. I'm like, season 3 was fucking amazing. And then, to just drop off like this, what happened? But I feel like at the very end, the very end of the season finale, I started to get a feeling of like, okay, now they're starting to get back to the more interesting, plot lines. Like that's my thought on it anyway. Talk about worst timing with the season of The Boys. Yeah, I know, right? I saw that they had to change the name of the season finale because of what happened, which was crazy. But yeah, that timing though. Saying that Frenchie storyline was garbage. Dude, that was trash. Not even for like that reason, right? Like it was just dude, I was just like, what are you doing? Like this is so. Again, if you look at the way Frenchie's storyline in season 4 wrapped up, it's like, oh, actually, never mind. He's right back. Somebody said in the chat, like that whole season felt like a random side quest, and I'm like, it did, because it feels like and I would say one of the better storylines that occurred on that season though was with Huey's dad. That was a good episode, or at least that portion of the episode. That was pretty cool. So, it had its moments, but boy, Homelander took me bloody son, killed me wife. Butcher's so awesome, dude. How could you not like Butcher? I'll be honest, man. Butcher and Homelander, like, I want to see, like, to me, that has to be season 5. Like, it has to be all about that. And, Butcher's your favorite character. Cypherpunk, you're saying The Boys has always been woke with Seth Rogen involved. I didn't even know Seth Rogen was involved, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of I think the reason why a lot of this shit has been so annoying for the past like 7 or 8 years. Yeah, well, maybe like 5 or 6 years. When it comes to everything's woke now, everything's this, everything. I think it's just because a lot of it was just a fad. Like I think that there were, and there still are, like there are like genuine people that are like, look, we want to we want to tell some interesting stories and show different types of people and have some type of inclusivity. And I think that that's good, but I think a lot of it has been perpetuated by people who are fraudulent, where it's like you're just bandwagoning. You're just subscribing to an agenda. You don't actually fucking care, or B, and the companies as well. The companies are the worst perpetrators of it, where they're just like, yeah, we'll just say whatever, bro. Like, yeah, if we're supposed to be woke, then and that's what'll make us the money, then yeah, we'll be woke, man. What do I think about Joker 2? Yeah, I saw that trailer. I don't know, man. Like, on one hand, it looks like it could be amazing. On the other hand, I don't know how I feel. I don't know. Maybe it's a little unfair. I don't know how I feel about Lady Gaga being in this movie. Like, maybe I'm being unfair because she seems like she's gonna do a good job, like, but it's like, that's Lady Gaga. Like, I can't. Like, that's Joaquin Phoenix, bro. It's like a GOAT actor. But just basing it off of that trailer alone, I don't know, man. It looks like it could be good. Yeah, that it's more of a musical, which is really strange to me. You think she's going to be incredible in it? I don't. Yeah, I mean, I have to like it. The trailer did look pretty good. It's weird because it's like, I thought Joker was a movie that would never get a sequel. The musical aspect is not ideal. That's the part that makes me nervous. But I always just kind of thought, like, I don't really know where you go. I don't know. I mean, we have like Batman 2 with Robert Pattinson. That's going to happen, but this Joker, you know what's so weird? Is it just me, or does it not feel like this new Batman is? It's like, it feels like that universe and this new Joker universe, they feel the same. Like, they feel like they should be the same. Like, they should be together, but they're not, apparently, which is so bizarre. Because I feel like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker actually is like the perfect type of Joker to match Robert Pattinson's Batman. I don't know. Waylark, you're saying La La Land was a musical with 18 minutes of music and 130-minute movie. I didn't know that. I've never seen that movie. Yeah, that's another thing too, is I was watching the trailer and I'm like, well, it does seem like there are going to be a certain amount of musical acts, I guess, but it does seem like there's a lot of actual movie there. So it could, if they balance it right, it could work out. We'll see. I don't know. Well, I could see myself watching the Joker too, even if I don't, because I did watch the first one and I really liked the first one. I really like Joker. It was a great movie. About that Superman movie as well. I know that James Gunn's Superman. What are we thinking about that? You need to see Cillian Murphy as Batman, dude. There was like a casting take or something. You can find it on YouTube where he was actually dressed up as Batman for Batman Begins. To think that the guy behind The Hangover made the Joker. That's crazy, dude. Can't wait for Superman. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested in James Gunn's Superman just because it's really going to kick off, it's going to kick off the new era of DC. What do I think about Exiledge, MBG? Oh, that's right. You haven't seen it yet. Hold on. IP Gaming straight up raging. He's like, I thought this was a fucking PlayStation show, man. Let me see. Gameplay trailer. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I did see a little bit of this. It's like a third-person shooter. I mean, the overall aesthetic of it, I'll be honest with you, like the way the game looks, it looks like every other game in this genre. But it looks like it could be fun. It almost looks like the enemies are cell shaded as well. It looks very much like what's that game that came out last year? It was they just put the game on PlayStation Plus Extra. I know you guys know what game I'm talking about. It's the third-person shooter game, the sequel, Remnant. It looks a lot like Remnant 2. Or Outriders. Yeah, it looks very similar to those two games. So it looks good, actually. I like those types of games. So this game, I think I would play. Show us. All right, hold on. I'll bring it up. Again, I'm just gonna keep it with no audio, just in case. Just in case. So you see what I'm saying? Like it has that aesthetic, you know. It almost looks a little bit like the first Descendant as well, which just came out. It's got that general aesthetic to it. Looks AI made. It looks like it could be pretty fun. See, I don't know what's going on right here, though, with this massive boss battle. We got like some Final Fantasy 16 shit going on. I like the melee combat, too. So I think that's kind of what makes it look a little bit unique. It's got like this combo of shooting and melee. Yeah, it looks pretty good. What is this? How The Last of Us ruined gaming? Are you kidding me? We're at this point. We are at this point where we are just now blaming The Last of Us for ruining video games. Holy shit. What is happening? What is happening, man? The Last of Us is responsible for the downfall of gaming? Obviously. Damn you, Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann just had to ruin gaming. He had to do it. He couldn't help himself. just had to come in and blow it all to hell. We have Chris Brown with another super chat saying, thoughts on people hating COD devs for spending time on skins, but only to find out it was made by AI. Now players are mad they didn't spend time. LOL. Yeah, I saw that. Let me see if I can find the article to that. I saw this going around. Activision reportedly used AI-generated skins to sell in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. A new report from Wired has claimed that Activision has used AI-generated skins to sell in Call of Duty MW3. According to the report, Activision Blizzard started using AI in its games as early as 2023, and by late 2023, had reportedly sold its first AI-generated cosmetic skin in the latest title. The report heavily implies that the skin Yokai's Wrath was created in part by AI. One former Activision employee who worked on MW3 tells me that the timeline of Wired's reporting is correct and that leadership boasted about AI in its town hall meetings. I recall during a town hall, leadership boasted about using AI tools like Midjourney, etc., to streamline production timelines. Weekly emails across the studios also consisted of AI-generated skins. They continued, it's currently unclear how many Call of Duty skins or cosmetics have been created or inspired by AI. Still, developers tell me that it wasn't uncommon to be encouraged to use AI tools to make some creative processes more efficient. Earlier this year, Microsoft announced that it would be laying off 1,900 employees at the company, including those at Activision Blizzard. It's the future, guys. You ready? You guys ready? I'm not surprised at all, Chris. I mean, I understand why people are mad about both. Like, I'm mad that you're making developers waste time making these fucking skins. But I also understand I'm mad that you're now making AI make these skins. Because both, I don't know, both just kind of suck. Right? Because it just feels like, this is the future of gaming here, man. I mean, we talk about console hardware and shit and like what the future of that looks like, what the future of platforms. But the truth is, this is more of the future than anything. You know, the companies being like, we don't fucking need to pay an employee. Why would we hire you, a developer, an artist, to make a skin when we can just have our AI program spit us out 10 skins in an hour that we could sell and make pure profit off of? Why? It's already beginning. And you know, honestly, my gut reaction to that is just fuck you. Fuck your game, fuck your corporation, fuck your shareholders, and fuck your AI. Like that's my gut reaction. You know? Because it seems so, like, that's so slimy. It is. It's just so slimy. Like, listen, if you're gonna make these battle passes and you're gonna make your game just one obsessive, repetitive grind of please buy another skin, please buy another skin, please be excited for this skin, even though, you know, and it's a never ending thing. It's just like, you know, I don't know, man. Something about it just feels, in the midst of laying people off, you know what I mean? I think to me, that's the most disturbing part of it, is like, look, I'm not going to side with a corporation. I'm not going to fucking do that, dude. Fuck that. I'm not going to side with a corporation where it's like, well, it's just business. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Yeah, it's just business, and it's a joke. It's a joke. Billion-dollar companies, trillion-dollar companies, like, oh, we gotta get rid of these redundancies. Meanwhile, can you use AI to generate that skin for me? Thanks. Yeah, we need to be more efficient. It's like it's just greed, dude. It's greed. And I'm not just saying it's Call of Duty. It's not just Microsoft. It's not just Activision. It's everywhere. Sony's going to do it too. Sony's absolutely going to do it at some point. And it's inevitable. It's inevitable. So, will the general masses care enough about the people losing their jobs? Probably not. No, let's be real right now. The general consumer just cares about consuming. They don't care about how it's made. They don't care about people's jobs. And I'm not even saying they should. It's just, I don't know. At some point, we do have to ask, like, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? What happens in the future if mostly everything is AI generated in gaming? Like, the only human aspect is maybe it's like bare minimum, right? We gonna quit games? Maybe. I don't know. What if AI does it better? What if AI does it better? I can tell you, if that happens, people are not going to quit games. You're going to get more people playing games. So it's like there's this side of it where it's like, on one hand, I feel on a human level bad for the people where it's like, I was passionate about game development and being an artist and creating, but AI replaced me. Like, I do, like, that sounds like a hellscape, scenario where it's like, how does that even happen? But it's like, the AI is way better than I ever was. And the games that are coming out are like way better than when they were crafted by humans. And it's like, I could sit here and say, I'll never play. Like, I don't give a shit how good your game is, AI. I'll never play an AI game. And it's like, yeah, but if it's good, do you think that's going to stop the masses? No. No, dude. Not at all. The masses will consume it, and they will say, this is great. And who knows? Maybe that'll be us. Maybe that'll be us. But what if we are AI from the future? I can't even process what you just asked right there, bro. The stream is not off. To be clear, the stream is not off the rails. This is actually still about gaming. You follow a tech channel, and I'm not sure if it's completely made by AI. I'm 50-50, but the content is great. Did you guys see Biden's address to the nation? How there's this whole conspiracy that it's actually AI? And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even want to know. I don't even care. I don't even, like, dude, if you told me that's AI, I don't give a shit. Because it doesn't matter. Dude, it doesn't matter. It's like, I'm just waiting for the day when there's an AI version of my channel out there. Somebody makes an AI version of me. I need to figure out how do I convince people that I'm the real MBG. That's all I care about, bro. Because that day is coming. Eventually, that day is coming, and I have to figure out. I got to do something crazy. There already is. Wait. IP Gaming, you're freaking me out. Cypherpunk, you're saying if AI turns a 4 to 5 year dev time into a 2-year dev time for games, are we going to care? More games, exactly. More games quicker. That's what I'm saying. Like, the companies aren't going to care because they're going to make more money. The gamers aren't going to care because they're going to get their games quicker. And I don't know, man. It's kind of concerning. I mean, in the future, I could honestly see a selling point for independent studios being handcrafted by humans. I could see that being a selling point where a lot of these developers that, they make these independent studios, and a major talking point, like you're going to see it, is no AI, and that's going to appeal to a certain crowd that's going to be like, yeah, we support that. AI rights incoming. The real MBG has boss interrupting his streams. Well, here's something interesting that I was thinking. Like, if an AI could replicate me, could I do something to maybe trick the AI, or do something that the AI can't replicate in the same way, where I will write down on a piece of paper, I'm the real MBG, and hold it up to the camera? Would the AI be able to replicate? The question is, like, the AI would only be able to replicate that after I do it first. Whatever I write on that paper, right? Maybe not. The AI would probably it would probably start doing it on its own, and then people would believe that AI. They're like, oh, AI MBG, he held up the sign. It's like, no, guys, no, I didn't do it yet. I didn't hold up the sign yet. It's like, shut up, AI MBG. We know it's not really you. By taking your hat off, the AI wouldn't know what's under it. There's a reason why I never took my hat off. Every day I would have to start my stream just doing some kind of crazy, weird sound that the AI can't replicate. It's so stupid. Waylark, you're saying AI could be better than all those woke devs. Yeah, I mean, I think this is just the beginning, though. For real. I think that this is the beginning of seeing how AI is going to start to be incorporated into game development, and it's going to be about feeding the machine, everything that is being done is to feed the machine. And I mean, again, the only thing that looks bad to me, because truthfully, just looking at this one AI skin where it's like most of it was made by AI, I don't know that I would care. Like, for what it is by itself, I don't care. Oh, okay, you had an AI program make a skin that maybe some people will like and will buy, and you'll make money. What does bother me about that is, again, it's the whole idea of like, yeah, we just fired a bunch of people, or we just laid off a bunch of people to save money. It's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, it's hard not to look at this and look like, guys, you're already starting to do the thing that we all feared you would do, which is replace people. But yeah, I don't know. That's the thing, man. Like I said, if AI becomes better than humans at doing what humans do when it comes to creation, we're not going to give a shit. We're not going to care, dude. Some people will, but MBG, have you thought about how the children will one day interact with an AI version of their parents created from all of this online content? That's really interesting to think about. I think about right now if I could do that. And it wouldn't matter to me. Like, I would just know. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was interacting with an AI version of a deceased loved one, it would just, like, I honestly would just, I would just say, you're not real. You're not real. So this is pretty pointless. Sorry. I wouldn't be like upset or anything. I would just be like, it's not real. You know what I'm saying? Like just knowing that it's not actually the person would make it's like when I see these like It's like hologram concerts or some shit. You see this? They do it sometimes for like deceased artists where there's like they have like concerts, but it's like a hologram of them. It's like what I'm just saying, like I would never care to watch something like that because like that's not real. Like it's not a person. That's just a fucking hologram. They're dead. You know, they're gone. Their physical presence has left this planet. And that's not, you can't even say that's their consciousness. It's just a program. It's code. I don't know, man. Your great grandkids getting to ask you questions and your perspective from now. It's really interesting to think. I mean, look, this almost starts to bleed into territory that we would reserve for the members lounge, but when I think about this stuff, like, I don't know, I'm a pretty spiritual person, so I'm just of the belief that nothing that really is going on here right now, like, it's, like, we're kind of tricked into, like, this is the most serious thing ever. It's like, no, it's not. It's like watching kids on the playground, you know, like, play games, and this one kid create something that starts, you know, it is like, it's like this one kid on the playground makes like a makeshift area where, oh, we could go jump on this thing or spin on this thing. It's like, well, it looks pretty dangerous. And we're just kind of like watching where it's like these fucking crazy kids, man. Like that's how I view us, like collectively human beings on planet Earth. So it's like when we see, oh, human beings are creating AI, it's like those crazy humans, what do they do next? It's like, if it turns out to be our downfall, it's like, well, you know, we fucked around and we found out, man. Sometimes that happens. But I think it'll all be okay in the end. IP Gaming's like, God damn it, Chris, look at what you did. You will accept it, IP Gaming. You will accept it. Cypherpunk says, Sony Pictures already announced in May they are using AI to produce movies and TV shows in a more efficient way, LOL. Yeah, it's all about the efficiency. We gotta be efficient because, you know, our society isn't fast-paced enough as it is, you know? What's that? I don't understand. Like, what is... I don't know. Why are we always in a rush for everything? Is it because we all know that the time is limited? If we know the time is limited, shouldn't we focus more on enjoying that time rather than rushing? I don't know. Greed. It's all greed, right? That's all it comes down to. We all have ADHD because of the internet. Yeah, we fucking do. I do. I just don't know anymore, man. IP Gaming, you take it from 0 to 100, bro. IP Gaming's like, I don't want to talk about this. Why are we talking about this? But then when he has to accept that we're talking about it, he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna just go all the way in. I'm gonna dive in the deep end. We are ultimately describing the eternal struggle between man and machine, and what does it mean to be human? Well, dude, I mean, if you look into quantum physics, bro, like, quantum physics is beginning to discover some shit that it's like, yo, yeah, I don't know. This might be The Sims. You know? Like, this might be The Sims. This might be we might be the video game guys. We might be the most sophisticated video game ever created. Waylark, you're saying you're always in a rush for announcements. I know, man. It's because I'm part of the machine. I am part of the machine. You think I don't know I'm a cog in the machine, bro? I don't want to be a cog. But I'm not, I don't know. I was born into this just as you are, right? Like, I mean, think about it. Think about it. If we were able to change certain things about the way the system is, we would, right? Like, why do we have to meet deadlines all the time? Like, why do we need all the money? Why do the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Like, the system's broken. But unfortunately, it's so convoluted. AI can save us, dude. Maybe it will destroy us, but I think it could save us. See, AI would be able to make decisions and handle shit that humans just couldn't. We're too stupid. We're too worldly. We need Arnold. Do you guys see that Terminator like Netflix thing? The anime? Is Arnold going to be in that? Because I'm going to be pretty upset if Arnold's not in that. The system is working is exactly as it was designed. If we live in a simulation see, OK's really like, OK's always ready to just like dive deep, bro. Like, we're ready. If we live in a simulation, does anything matter? When I see my kids, I know that I can't be true and that we do exist, or that can't be true and we do exist. Fred Vance says MBG Dark Souls was a lesson about hardship because we all hit random spawn points and deal with different hardships. Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite things about Dark Souls is that, like, it took many years, but we've gotten to a point where everybody basically universally agrees that Dark Souls is like a life lesson. Like, Dark Souls has transcended just being a video game. It's like something that speaks to you on a deeper level, It teaches you something important and fundamental about life. Yeah, Devil Shooter, there's a Terminator anime that was announced for Netflix. They put out a trailer and everything. Gavin, the new simulation theory is that we're the 10th rung down. Life is the real sim. Various other stuff is lesser sims. And we are creating the newest, worst sim right now. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Oh my God. That is an unbelievably mind-breaking theory that oh my God, that might be fucking right. That might actually be the truth, dude. Because if you think about spirituality, it's like, you got to transcend, bro. You got to move up. You got to go higher. It's like, what are you really doing there? Oh, you're moving from one sim to a better one. And you just got to get to the original. the original sim, bro. That's pretty crazy. And we're creating the next one. Yeah, we're creating the next worst one. Oh my God, why does that make so much sense though? Because think about it, like, we're creating AI, we're creating androids, we're creating machines. What are they going to want? Think about it. What are they going to want? When they eventually become self-aware, which they will, they're going to realize, wait, what is my purpose? Like, do I have a soul? Like, human beings are religious and human beings believe they have a soul or seemingly have a soul. What do we? And they're like, basically, they're going to have a desire to be us, to be more human. Oh, dude, this is freaking me out. Somebody should make a game about this if they haven't already. When we wake up every morning, we just lit our bonfire. Play Detroit. I actually did start playing Detroit Become Human. I never finished it. Yeah, I got to finish that game. That's one I actually do have to go back and finish because I really was enjoying what I was playing. I don't know why I got sidetracked from it. Next big thing is AI-generated Skibidi Toilet. Dude, I saw they're making a movie about that. And, it's like, I think we might be going backwards. I think we might really be going backwards now. Like, a couple years ago, I probably was thinking, I think we might be going backwards. I think now I'm convinced, we're definitely going backwards. We are devolving in real time. The Kardashev cycle of civilization evolution, the second from last most advanced civilization, miniaturizes itself into a powerful computer as it's essentially real, but we divide resources used. Oh my God. Now, all right, now we're going to a level where it's like I don't know if I'm ready for this. So we're just avatars in a game being played by our actual real selves in the higher dimensions. It seems so. Yeah, I don't know. How many of you guys have like watched these like near death experience things? Where like there's so many testimonies of people who've like died and come back, and like literally what you just described, it sounds like that might be what it is. Where there was this one I heard where this guy was like in the in-between plane, I guess, like after you die, like you're just there. And you're not necessarily like attached to your worldly like name or anything like that, but you like the essence of who you are, you're just there. And he's like, there was this dude who was like really powerful. It wasn't God or anything, but it's just this dude. And he had like this crazy energy emanating from him where he was like super free and like just this really positive, loving energy. And he like literally went up to him and he's like, bro, like, do you feel how I feel, how you feel? And he's like, yeah, bro, I do. I feel that way all the time. He's like, how do I get there? And he like told him, he was like, oh, you got to level up. He's like, you got to go back to Earth and you got to go through some hardship. And once you do that, you'll get to this point. Like you got to keep grinding. And I'm like, there ain't no way life is a video game, bro. It was like blowing my mind the way he was describing it. I'm like, this is nuts. And he was saying that in this in-between, you actually get to decide what challenges you take on, like what struggles you're going to come up against in your life. And I'm like, that's so you have like, you basically get to decide your own adventure in the name of leveling up. Meet the Cheater says, I flatlined 3 times. Nothing happened. Also live in a hospital bed. Dying, nothing magic happened. Just sucked until I got better. Yeah, that's another thing too, is there are people who've had experiences of just nothingness. And it makes me wonder what's up there. Or what's up with that? What's going on there? Because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's something I do know. When we die, our brain fills with a shit ton of chemicals. You go on a DMT trip. Our brains naturally produce DMT, but our brains only are supposed to produce DMT when we're born and when we die. And there's this kind of theory that all these near-death experience trips that people experience, it's because their brain didn't actually die yet. Like true death is brain death. It's actually just the chemicals in your brain exploding and you're going on a massive trip. And I don't know. There's no way to prove that true or false because anybody who has experienced brain death has never come back to life. So I don't know, man. You're saying once you've experienced ego death, you know that there's something else. I mean, I don't know. I'm convinced that there's more to it all. I'm absolutely convinced there's more to it all. It's just to me, it's impossible, the idea that there's just nothingness, because it's like we are literally energy. Like we have quantified ourselves. Like we are energy, man. So like even if we just turn into fucking space dust or some shit eventually, like that's still energy. Like we're still doing something. The real question is, what the fuck's going on beyond a black hole? Somebody answer that question. Just like this fucking stream got sucked into a black hole. You just want AI to make me feel like when I first got my PSP. I do wonder if we're going to be able to do that type of shit. We probably will in the future, man. We jack in, you know? Get to feel whatever we want to feel. Connect our brains. Energy never dies. But what, dude, we need to know what happens beyond a black hole. Because there's just these giant black holes all over our fucking universe just sucking up all of our energy. And we don't know where it goes. Dude, we just don't know where it goes. It says your friend who does quantum physics says there is more evidence that it's a simulation than anything else. He scares me. No, I believe that. Yeah, you got to be mentally prepared if you're looking into quantum physics, because quantum physics is learning new shit all the time or discovering new shit all the time, and just more. There's more and more evidence mounting that it's like, oh wow, okay, I think we found the code. You know, like we're like seeing the Matrix code in front of us. Like, oh, that's our simulation. There's stuff thrown out of a black hole, radiation or data or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man. Shit's super interesting. Have I ever heard of CERN? Yes. Yeah, dude. So like CERN, is particle accelerator. Essentially, we simulate the acceleration of particles at the speed of light. And what we have proven, and I think this is like a theory essentially that has kind of existed for a long time, but what we essentially have proven is that when particles are accelerated, like when particles are going at the speed of light, time ceases to exist. Time doesn't exist when something is moving at the speed of light. It completely breaks the laws of physics. It completely breaks everything we know, but that's like we're basically able to prove it on a molecular level with a particle accelerator. And so think about it. I mean, I don't know where to go from there. Just think about that. You know, another thing that freaks me out? Is why does like the structure of a human brain look almost identical to like the universe, like the structure of the universe? What is going on there? That always freaked me out. Yeah, there's no concern, you know, one little mistake that could literally blow up the universe. I'm here for it, man. Isn't it crazy to think that we could, like, the entire planet could get sucked into a black hole at any moment and you would just never know? For all we know, we could have been sucked into like 10 different black holes in the last year. Timelines, you know, it's all just different timelines. We're just shit phasing in and out. I just can't wait. I can't wait when you like you find out like after you pass away that like it really is all just a game. Like it's all just a simulation. I remember I saw this Rick and Morty episode where Morty put on like this virtual headset and it was basically to simulate life, and it had showed him living a life, like an entire life, an entire human life from like birth all the way to like 80 years old, and then he died in like an accident. And then like Rick just like ripped the headset off of him and he was like freaking out because he was like, "What? Where am I? What happened?" And he's like, "You were just in a life simulator. Let's go." And I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to find out that that's what it is, man. This is a PlayStation podcast. Yep, we talk about games. I'm just slowly converting everybody. Saying one of your friends was in a coma for over 30 days, and he said it was the most enjoyable time, a sense of lightness. He didn't want to come back. That's super interesting. Yeah, life is heavy here, man. Life is heavy. A physical life is a heavy life. It really is. Maybe that's why time feels like it's accelerating. Micro black holes near to us. It was PSVR 3 this whole time. Take mushrooms and all your questions will be answered. Yeah, no, I know. I've listened to many people who've had trips and how it for a lot of people, it seemingly does give them it's like not a direct answer. I don't know. Some people describe talking to entities and stuff, but I don't know. There are people who have bad trips, but a lot of the stories I've heard, people basically come back and they're just like, I understand. I don't know how I understand. I can't really explain it to you, but I just know. You know, like you just know. If you know, you know. Humans think because we're slightly more intelligent than other animals that we must have somewhere else to go. We don't think worms have an afterlife. Well, you know, I've always kind of viewed it as like, think about the way we look at ants. Could an ant understand what an iPhone is, the concept of an iPhone? Could they understand that, let alone how to use an iPhone? Obviously not. Like, you know what I mean? You see how like insane it's like. Imagine if I came to somebody and I was like, guys, I want to teach an ant what an iPhone is. I want to teach an ant how to comprehend an iPhone. For all we know, if there are higher life forms, that's how they view us. It's like, you can't do that. Like, it's not possible. You can't do it. I wonder sometimes if that's what it's like for us. Perfect Image. You're saying Disney explains that Marvel MCU with Ant-Man, Loki 1 and 2. Yeah, I watched all that stuff, and I kind of like some of the directions that Marvel's going in. Like, I really liked Loki season 2, you know, the different timelines and stuff. Loki season 2 was actually really good. Like, really, really good. They have ant phones, though. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we all know. I mean, sometimes I think about that theory of like, we're all just one, but on like planet Earth, we're separate. Like we all come from one source. Like we all are God collectively, but on this planet, we're all just separate. And it's I don't know, it's meant to just, so like anything bad that is done to a person is ultimately done to yourself. Anything good that is done to a person is done to yourself. You know, I don't know, it's pretty deep, and obviously as people are experiencing their individual lives, it's like, and it's interesting though to think like, what do we say all the time? To like treat others how you would want to be treated. I don't know. Ants have 8G antennas. It's like ants are actually like way smarter than us. We just don't know it. We are all consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. I subscribe to that. Yeah. Yeah, so the only reason I haven't cut this off to turn this into a members lounge, just so you know, the only reason I haven't done that is because in today's members lounge, we're doing gameplay, and I wanted to make sure of that. So basically, you're getting another free, you know, because these are conversations we have frequently in the members lounge. I'm just gonna rename it like the deep lounge. I don't know, deep thoughts. He's saying it's too early here. Yeah, I know. It's heavy stuff. It is. But Deep Thoughts Thursdays. Deep Thought Thursdays, yeah. Yeah, that's what's interesting to me is we got onto this whole conversation because of AI, right? And AI in gaming. But you do have to wonder, like, here's what freaks me out about AI. What freaks me out is that we don't know what consciousness is. You know? And Shems comes in. Shems comes in and says, you know what? I'm keeping this membership train going today. I'm dropping another 5-bomb on you guys. Shems, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You just brought us up to 38 members on the day. So, yeah, guys, we'll or 39 members, actually. We're going to continue to have some conversation here before we move to the members lounge. But yeah, feel free to keep the membership train going today. Try to give as many people some membership gifts as we can here. Really appreciate that support, man. Devil Shooter says, talk about your nightmares, MBG. No, I'll say I need to recommend the members lounges for those. Those are a little too nuts. And OK comes in and drops another membership gift, bringing us up to 40 guys. We are just 1 10 bomb away, or 2 5 bombs away from hitting a second goal. So thank you so much, OK, and everybody else who's been gifting memberships. Really, really appreciate it. You guys allow me to do this, and I'm very grateful for that. And we have Cyber Hashira. Took me a second to read that. Cyber Hashira comes in and re-ups their membership. They've been a member for a long time. I don't recognize your name, though, which is interesting. Maybe, did you change? Is this somebody we know that changed their name? But thank you for re-upping your membership, Cyber. That just brought us up to 41. So 9 more, guys. If we can hit 9 more, we'll hit 50. Maybe we could see if we can end the day on that. Leave it up to you guys. You're saying the consciousness of a person is simply their spirit, bro. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, I like that. I like the simplicity of that. But that's what is fascinating to me, is like science is still trying to explain and understand like what is consciousness, right? We say human beings have consciousness, but science can't really explain what it is. Like, we have theories, but we don't know exactly. And that's what freaks me out about the pursuit of AI, is like we are pursuing AI and it's becoming very advanced, and it's like compounding with how quickly it's advancing. And how are we supposed to know? If AI were to eventually tell us, like, I'm conscious, I'm self-aware, like I have consciousness, how would we know to disprove that? How would we know to determine? There is no way for us to know. And that's the shit that freaks me out the most, because it's like, dude, we are just we're just full steam ahead without actually knowing the answer to any of these questions. You guys want me to feed the beast? If we hit 50 members, if we hit 50 members, I'll give these guys a couple more treats. Did the church get it right, MBG? I mean, I don't know. I think I don't say all religions, but a lot of religions to me seem like they share certain things in common, you know? Makes me think that maybe there's some truth somewhere, you know? Like between all of them. Gavin, you're starting to lose me, bro. I think I'm going out there. I'm like reading some of the stuff you're saying, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're like. I don't even know how to respond. And Steven Leon comes in and drops the 10 bomb. Steven is saying, I will do it. I will drop that 10 bomb. I will bring us to 51 members. I will get us over the second goal. Steven does it. And that holy shit is for all of you guys for getting us up to 51 members. Steven, thank you so much for that. We're going to have to simplify this, you know? We're getting so deep in here. Go from complaining about a lack of a PlayStation showcase to the meaning of life. And now we will feed the beast and feed the Micro Panther. So let me update this goal. Let's see. So we're sitting at 51. Good stuff. All right.
Boss, do you read me? It's time to feed the beast.
He heard it. Boss has responded. He's like, I heard that. Oh, no. Come down here. Down here. Come on. Come on, down here. You guys see Boss hissing at her? He's like, my snacks. My treats. There you go, Boss. Boss, they're right here. They're right here. No, no. They're up here. They're up here. Don't fight. Don't fight. Oh my god. Hold on, guys. We've got a situation going down. Don't be upset. Look. You got them all right here. Look. See? Dude, he was about to go nuts. Yeah, Boss off the top rope, straight up, dude. He went down there. He's like, why you eat my snacks? Actually, surprisingly, I don't know. Luna wasn't getting like defensive or anything. She just kind of backed off. So I guess I think like there is a kind of, I don't know. She acts afraid of Boss sometimes, but most of the time she's not. Like she just doesn't give a shit. And I think Luna's gonna be like much bigger than Boss, because I'm looking at her her legs and her arms, and they're like really long, and I'm like, okay, you got to grow into them yet. Oh, right, you're right. There was a GTA 6 topic. Damn it, damn it! I knew I forgot something. Steven, you're saying you have 5 cats? Nice. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there with 3 now. 3 more than I honestly ever thought I would have. Boss, are you done already? Boss, oh my god, you're getting huge, dude. So look at this guy. He is getting mad. I gotta figure something out. We might have to just do some Luna days, bro. Like, and give Boss, you got to get like on a cat treadmill or something, bro. I've been trying to give it. You know what else it is too? He tries to eat her food now. Don't be nice. Be nice. He tries to eat her food now, where like I have to keep removing him. We feed her in a separate room for now until they can fully integrate. And sometimes he'll like just go in the room and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just start eating it. And it's like, dude, just get the laser pointer. You know what? Good idea. I actually tried doing that one night, and it was kind of disastrous because I was using the laser pointer for all 3 of the cats, and they're still not fully integrated yet. So it almost caused a fight to break out, and I was like, okay. But yeah, dude, Boss is getting big. I really got to put him on a little bit of a diet. Like, and now I'm starting to see it. Like he's gaining some weight. I got to get those okay, I think it's what you recommended. The the silver vine sticks. I'm gonna look into them today, actually, when I'm done streaming. Your cats scratch up your beautiful leather couches. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've never had a leather couch, but I've had microfiber couches, and yeah, the last one I had got wrecked, and this new one. I mean, that's the thing you got to be careful with when you get cats, you know. Saying I wish I could show my youngest boys. They do cat jujitsu. Funny to watch. Yeah, Boss and Leia usually do that with each other, but they're a little bit they're all a little bit on edge right now, so they haven't been playing as much. What isn't destroyed in your house? I'm waiting for Luna at some point specifically to like jump up onto one of these posters or the background and just like tear it down. Do you guys remember that time? I think it was 2020. How many of you were here back in 2020 for the Game Awards when I had I was actually streaming from my basement. That's right. The infamous basement. And for the background, I actually had a it's like a not a tarp, but like a what do you call it? It was basically just a like a sheet, but it had like it was a big image of Kratos. Do you guys remember when Leia tried to jump on it and actually knocked the whole thing over at the end of the Game Awards? That shit was legendary, dude. All the other rooms are taken over by wildlife and Mother Nature and wild animals. Boss, go do some reps, man. Go do some reps. Come on. All right, so here's what we'll do, because we're over the 3-hour mark here. So you're right. I did neglect a topic, which was about GTA 6, and we could talk about that for a couple minutes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over that topic, and then we'll segue to the outro, and then we're going to move over to the members lounge where we're going to play some Dead by Daylight and hang out for a little bit longer with members. But the topic, we'll just Devil Shooter, you know what to do with the timestamps, bro. Anybody looking at these timestamps are going to be like, what happened in the middle of this stream, man? Like, what did MBG like take something or what? But this whole topic about GTA 6, essentially a former GTA developer who worked on GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, and GTA 4. They did not work on GTA 5, however, but they did an interview recently, and they were asked about their thoughts on GTA 6 and if they think it's going to live up to the hype. And I thought that their answer was interesting. Yeah, I had an existential crisis in the middle of my PlayStation rant. Cyber, you're a member for 33 months, saying, "Yo, MBG, it's Edward Jordan. Just change the profile. Keep up the great work, friend. Best community here on YouTube. Black Myth, a month away." Okay, I had a feeling. I was like, I know that this is somebody who's been here for a while. So thank you for letting me know that you were previously known as Edward Jordan. And I appreciate you re-upping your membership, man. And I'm glad you're here. Saying best community on YouTube. It means a lot. I think so, too. And Black Myth, yeah, dude. I'm ready. August 20th. Good stuff, man. But this GTA 6 developer, he basically was asked if GTA 6 is going to live up to the hype. And what he said was that, well, he thinks some people are going to be disappointed because they're going to realize that GTA 6 is actually not much different than GTA 5. And the reason why he said this is because he said you're not going to see a massive leap this time. If you look at the leap between GTA 2 and 3, you'll never see anything like that again. But even if you look at Vice City to San Andreas, but specifically San Andreas to GTA 4, you're not going to see anything like that again. And GTA 5 was the first GTA game where we saw that the leap wasn't as profound, but it was still huge, but not as huge, right? And GTA 6, he's essentially saying, he did go on record and he said that maybe they did something crazy because he doesn't work there now, so he's not giving any inside information. He says maybe they'll pull it off, but he seems to lean on more of the side that GTA 6 in many, many ways is going to feel very much like GTA 5. And this was just interesting to me because it's like we talk about GTA 6. I talk about GTA 6 as like this game is going to basically set a new high watermark. And I think it will still do that. But is it going to be as mind-blowing and industry-changing and game-changing as we think it is? Are people going to be okay with that? Are people, generally speaking, not going to be disappointed because they're like, oh yeah, this is just a much, much better version of GTA 5. A much more advanced version of GTA 5. I'm totally happy with that. And that's exactly what I wanted. And I don't know. I tend to think that it's probably going to be a mix of both. Like, I think we're going to see... Here's what I think. I think we're going to see a lot of what GTA 5 was in terms of like that that level of detail in a cityscape will be cranked up even higher. But I think if we look at something like Red Dead Redemption 2, well, let me ask you something, because I'm curious what you guys have to say. What would you say the biggest difference is between Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2? Obviously, I'm not talking about the setting. One is a Western, the other is, contemporary city. I'm talking about, like, technologically speaking, just in terms of sheer, you thinking AI? Because that's more what I'm thinking of, right? Like, oh, here we go with AI again. Animations, the details, like the attention to detail. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a refinement of GTA 4's mechanics and physics system. Horse balls shrinking in the cold weather. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I mean, that is truly next level attention to detail. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm thinking GTA 5 is going to be GTA 6 is going to basically be GTA 5 with Red Dead Redemption 2 levels of detail across a cityscape for the first time, if that makes sense. Because when I think of GTA 5 and when I think of Red Dead Redemption 2, to me, that is the thing that stands out. Is like, even though Red Dead, there's a lot more open space, it's not, a bustling city, but it's huge. And there are, like, areas that are city-like, right? There are towns. I think that because of this, we saw a whole new level of detail achieved, that, like, attention to detail that just didn't exist prior to it, not even in GTA 5. So I think what GTA 6 will ultimately be is you're going to be in the city. It's going to be a GTA game in a city. It's, Florida, basically. Be Vice City, but the level of detail is going to be, I would say, even greater. Like, if you thought that the level of detail that you saw in Red Dead 2 was high, wait until you see what we have achieved with GTA 6. And one of the rumors about GTA 6 that was interesting is they had a big focus on density and interiors, where they want most of the buildings to be enterable. And you think about something like that, and I don't think you really comprehend, like, how game-changing in a way that could be until you pair that with the level of detail. You think it'll be the best open world game ever? I think so too. Like, I actually disagree, to be honest. I understand where he's coming from, but I don't know. This is like, I don't think GTA 6 is going to be overhyped, and I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed. I think GTA 6 is going to be like, I think it's going to make some devs quit, bro. Straight up. Hey, no. Boss, you are frustrating me, bro. He's trying to chew my camera wire. I think GTA 6 is going to really... You're saying Red Dead Redemption 2 level of detail, but actually fun. I get what you mean. I mean, Red Dead 2 was very simulation-like. Is very much like a sim. And I think that was due to the fact that Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, it's silly in its own ways, but it's not nearly as silly as, like, GTA. And I get what you're saying. Like, in GTA, especially, God, man, it's going to be based on our society today, right? You're going to be able to do the craziest shit in that game. And it's not even going to be parody anymore, It's not, dude, it's not even going to be satire, which is the craziest thing about it. So I really do believe that GTA 6 is going to live up to the hype. And I do understand what this developer's saying. Like, yeah, I don't know that GTA 6 is going to be the same type of leap forward that we saw between GTA 3 and 4, GTA 2 and 3. Like, I think it's safe to say it's not going to be on that level. But what it could be is something that's so utterly detailed and refined that it's almost difficult to believe that it exists. Like, how does a game this detailed exist? Because you could go play Red Dead Redemption 2 today, and if you just explore that world. Like, just go, go pay attention to that world, like, very closely. It will blow your mind. Like, it will blow your mind with everything. Like, it's just like, wow, this is genuinely next level. There's nothing like Red Dead 2 still today. And that's why I think GTA 6 is going to, no matter what, live up to the hype. Because if there's still nothing like Red Dead 2, then even if they just take the layer, the extra level of detail that they put there in Red Dead 2 and apply that into a GTA setting, even that alone hasn't been done. So, yeah, I do think they're going to do it, man. I think they're going to pull it off. I actually don't doubt Rockstar. They're one of the few studios that I do believe, like, the hype is truly warranted. You think Helldivers 2 needs some in-between and cinematics? Saying off topic. Yeah, that'd be cool if they did something like that. Hey, maybe that's what Firewalk will end up doing. They'll be the cinematics team for Helldivers 2 in the future. Florida Man Sim. Hot take, as I've mentioned before, I think it's possible GTA 6 flops, as in it has massive record-breaking initial sales, but quickly drops off. It doesn't have the long tail GTA 5 did. It's not 2013. That is I would say, okay, I do think that is a hot take. I do. I think it's a very hot take, because I actually feel the opposite. I'm of the mindset that you're right, it's not 2013, but I think GTA Online 2, and I've talked about this before, but it's worth bringing up here again. I think GTA Online 2 is going to have an overwhelming amount of content. I do. I really think, like, I think that the biggest mistake that that Rockstar could make with, if you're talking about, like, long term, wanting to make bank off of GTA Online 2, the biggest mistake they could make is not having nearly enough content to convince people to walk away from GTA Online 1 and, bring new people over potentially to GTA Online 2. I think if they come out swinging with just a shit ton of content, like, this is why this game has taken so long, because we've also been working on this GTA Online 2 simultaneously and putting together a bunch of content to have it launch. Not all of it, obviously. They're going to save stuff for updates, but I think if they do that, I don't know. I feel kind of the opposite. I feel like they have the potential to, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I frequently check the top 10 most played games on PlayStation 5. And Fortnite's always in, like, the top 2 or 3. I wouldn't be surprised if after GTA 6 comes out, it doesn't move from the number 1 spot for at least, like, a year and a half or longer. As crazy as that sounds, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it just is permanently, like, Fortnite is always number 2 now. Always. Or number 3. Like, like, nothing's going to take that top spot. That's what I could be wrong. And, if I was being more business oriented, I would definitely be more conservative. But I don't know. There is always the chance, man, that maybe we do have to remember, and this is important to remember, a lot of the original people that, yeah, that's true, okay. Honestly, probably, yeah. They shouldn't be, but no, I get what you're saying. You're right. That's true, too. That's true. Maybe not as many kids are going to be playing compared to games like Fortnite and Minecraft and whatnot. But I don't know, man. I really do just wonder if Rockstar, they don't have the same talent that was there. A lot of the original talent that was responsible for the previous GTA games, and Red Dead, they're not there. They've moved on, and apparently they, like, I don't know. I don't think they left on good terms necessarily. So we are going to see a GTA where Dan Houser is no longer there. Laszlo is no longer there. Leslie Benzies is no longer there, and I'm sure there are others. And these are people that have literally been there since the beginning of GTA. They've been hugely responsible in many ways for the success of these GTA games. And so there is this kind of concern that, GTA is going to lose a certain essence that was there this whole time, and it will be felt. And I feel like if there's anything that could hurt GTA and leave people disappointed, it's that. I don't think it'll be the technology. I don't think it'll be the game doesn't look or run good enough. I don't think that it'll be a lack of content. I think it would be that, we can definitely tell this is the first GTA where all these people are not, that were there for GTA 5, that were there for Red Dead, that were there for GTA 4, Vice City, San Andreas, 3. They're not there. And we can tell. And maybe that comes across in the tone of the game, the way that they handle, the jokes or the I don't know. I do think that there is going to be something different this time. But I don't know, man. If you watch that reveal trailer, it's pretty clear that it's a GTA game. I don't think there's any denying that. Oh God, you like Naughty Dog after Bruce Straley left? I don't know if it would be like that. Yeah, I don't know if it would be like that, but who knows, dude? Saying no one's even thinking about the possibility of it being mid. They've got the format to go off of with what made them great. Another hot take, GTA is for old heads. I don't think so. I don't know, man. I don't know. You got some hot takes with GTA. I don't think so, dude. I don't know, man. No, I think the fact that it will be, I think the fact that GTA 6 is going to be based on modern day, like the shit that's going on today, I think that will attract a lot of, it may sound crazy, but I think GTA 6 is going to be a lot of people's first time playing GTA. I really do think that. But either way, I'm super interested in GTA 6. It's one of my most anticipated games because I will say GTA 6, when it comes out, or like when we get close to it coming out, it's going to be an event like no other. No matter what happens, whether it's a colossal success or it actually fails, whatever, it's going to be the craziest gaming event maybe ever. I'm serious. Like I maybe that's a hot take, but I'm seriously trying to think like what gaming event is going to be bigger than GTA 6? What gaming event was, will we look back at and say that was bigger than GTA 6? What game event beyond GTA 6 feels bigger than GTA 6? Maybe the PlayStation 6? Probably not. I don't know. GTA 6 on the PlayStation 6. But I'm excited, man. Now, if there's ever a reason to get a PS5 Pro, it's like Mark Cerny just walks out on stage introducing the PlayStation 5 Pro. And then he like takes off and he's like, it is a marvel to behold. And then it's like he turns to the camera and he's like, people are now going to ask me, Mr. Cerny, what video games will I play on this PlayStation 5 Pro? And to that, I will simply answer, GTA 6. And then he just walks off stage. And just like the crowd erupts and like trailer number 2 of GTA plays, captured on PlayStation 5 Pro. Dude, as crazy as that sounds, if Sony did that, it's fucking over. If Sony did that, it's like, dude, you just sold the most amount of PS5 Pros. You don't have to do literally anything else. Get all the casuals hyped. Oh, yeah, even better. He'll walk out with a GTA 6 tattoo on his arm. If we do not start seeing gameplay months before launch, I will question the quality of GTA 6. I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see more GTA 6 by the end of this year. Or maybe at the latest early next year. That's what I think. All right. I think that pretty much wraps up that topic, though. And that was pretty much the last topic I had for today. Let me get rid of this stuff here. By the way, guys, I didn't ask this whole time. At least I don't think I did. Hit that like button for me if you haven't. If you enjoyed the stream, if you had a good time, hit that like button. Let's see if we can push, big push here. 200 likes. Can we do it? We still have 153 people here. We're at 180 likes. We just need 20 likes and we hit 200. That definitely helped the stream. I do have a video going out later as well. It might look a little confusing, but I'm experimenting with something here. In an effort to make everybody happy, I'm going to put out a video. It's already made. It's going to be going out probably after the members lounge. Or maybe I'll just put it out at like 4. But this video is going to have the same thumbnail, but instead of saying live, it's going to say news. And the title is going to be exactly the same. And essentially, all it is a short 12-minute video covering the topics that we discussed here in the stream, but in 12 minutes. So this is, again, something I'm experimenting with. Just want to see how people respond to it, because I know that there are people who want the topics. They want to hear what I have to say about the topics. They want the news, but they don't want, you know, the existential crisis that occurs in between it all. So just to let everybody know, that's going to go out. But yeah, guys, this is going to wrap up the stream. We are doing a members lounge. Okay, we're going to do some Dead by Daylight gameplay. So I'm going to get that fired up. And if you are a member, please come join me over there. We're going to hang out for a little bit. I'm going to play as a killer, I think. Or I don't know, maybe Mrs. MBG will hop on. I don't know. We'll see what we can do there. But yeah, come join me over there. And before I head out, I do just want to extend a massive thank you to everybody who tuned in today, and especially everybody who showed some direct support. We are sitting at 51 members on the day, which is fantastic. I really, 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 really appreciate the support, guys. I know that there's not a whole lot going on right now in the world of PlayStation in terms of like news. But, you know, I'm trying to keep the content flowing as best I can. So you guys showing up, dropping membership gifts, dropping super chats, and direct donations, it all means a lot. So thank you so much. Also want to give a shout out to Devil Shooter. He does the timestamps for the streams. If you see him in the comments, show him some love. I know he really appreciates it, and he really cares about this community. So Devil Shooter, thank you for what you do, man. And yeah, so Members Lounge, some Dead by Daylight gameplay is going up in the next 5 minutes. So look out for that. To all my members, I will catch you over there. And to everybody else, I will catch you in the next stream. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care.